that being said, let's move on from there. Let's get into the nature boy of it all because that's what I really wanted to talk about. But I could not bear to just talk about that one thing and in a live by itself. I just could not bear it. I'm sorry, but let's get into the nature boy of it all. I'm gonna play some clips for y'all, and then we gonna get into it. Okay? Jeez, there's so many videos. Okay, so let's start here because this is the one time that I covered Nature Boy on my channel some years ago, and that is because I, again, am somebody that pays attention to people who are abusers and people who are obviously being abusive, and everybody's acting like that's not what's happening. Nature Boy at this time was receiving allegations about molestation of children. There was a cousin that he molested, and then the things that he would say. And this is one of the main things that I want to discuss when it comes to the psychology of all of this, because we're going to get into that. Is I need for y'all to actually understand that people tell on themselves and they say what exactly they mean. But for some reason, people are always willing to explain it away.
Up and grabs my penis. My son comes up and grabs my penis. I let him grab my penis. I had sex with his mom. I'm making love to his mother. After I'm done, I'm laying there chilling. He grabbed my penis. And he's playing with my penis. I let that happen.
Yeah, I'm so happy that you got life. Because what the...
Okay. So that's how I met Nature Boy. So when I found out that this thing had persisted the way it had, I was actually quite floored. Because that's all I would need to hear. First of all, at the very beginning of the 46-part series, he talks about how he tried to beat his baby mama within an inch of her life. And the only reason he didn't go to jail then is because she wrote a letter to the judge to get him off. But he said he was trying to kill her, stomping her into the fucking ground, beat her severely. And she still went ahead and had the judge, because I'm sure, all of the, oh, you can't keep a black man down pressure. And that's what we need to understand, y'all, because when I want to read something to y'all. I had Googled, let me see if it's on this phone. I Googled the psychological effects of, no, I actually Googled, how can a family resemble a cult? And I want to read this to y'all because one of the reasons why I've always been so fascinated with cults is because the dynamics inside of my family reflected cult-like behavior. Okay? And a lot of the things were very how do I say I don't want to, because normal is not the right word, but I'm able to see the abuse that's happening because I was able to see it so close up because it was happening in my family dynamic through these ways. So let me just say, a family can resemble a cult when it operates as a high control system centered on absolute devotion to a specific leader or ideology. Most people's families center around the man. My family centered around the man as well. Okay? Um so that he's the leader. Everybody in here, oh, the man is supposed to lead. Okay? Right. In these environments, autonomy, critical thinking, and individuality are suppressed in favor of unquestioning loyalty and control. Families exhibiting cult like dynamics often share these core traits: unquestionable authority. There is an autocratic leader, a parent, matriarch, or patriarch whose word is final. Questioning their decisions is treated as a betrayal or more failing, resulting in emotional lashing, guilt, or punishment. Or black people's favorite thing to do is to act like you're being disrespectful, right? You disrespecting your parent if you speak back in any capacity. Most of us are being raised like this, whether we are seeing our parental situation, our family situation as abusive or not. These are the behaviors, okay? This is why this conversation around, I don't know how y'all could get caught up in a cult, girl. Everybody is easily manipulative in our system because manipulated, not manipulative, manipulated, right? because our system within itself in America, our culture is very brainwashy, and the behaviors and the language that are often used as it pertains to how we should be viewing nationalism, tribalism, also how we view religion, all of those things. That's why I was talking to my husband about this last night. I don't like the language of religion. The idea, the servitude, and my life is supposed to be out serving, like all of I don't like none of that. I don't like it because I think it's almost impossible for people to hear about servitude and being righteous and all of these things in religion and not put it into the dynamics of their lives. Everybody does this because even the men are looking for stronger men to put into a father figure role. And if you would just teach children from a very young age how to not always be looking for external validation, by the time they get 19, 20, it won't be so easy for somebody to manipulate them into these forms of control. Because if they're not getting into a cult, they're getting into an abusive relationship. And y'all know this. Y'all know this. I don't know about y'all, but those like what, late teens, early 20s years for a lot of black women in New Orleans is in some type of abusive relationship that she don't even recognize as abuse. Okay? So again, unquestionable authority. Isolation tactics. The family restricts outside relationships, framing the outside world or outsiders in general as dangerous, unsupportive, or flawed. They often become the primary or only social support network for members. Having conversations with me as a child about how nobody's going to love me like my parents do. Nobody's going to care about you the way we care about you. Having issues with me when I'm out with you need to come back inside. How long you going to be gone? Calling me in the middle of me being out and telling me you need me to come home right now. Even though I haven't done anything wrong, you knew I was leaving. Okay, back to the cult, because we're getting into Nature Boy, but I want to lay some ground rules about what the fuck is going on, because I want you to be able to understand that this same mindset that you're going to see in this Nature Boy shit is replicated all over the place in our real lives, in the real world. The people under the comments that defend Michael Jackson and any other man out there that's been accused of something, the way they take on defending that person, even though they were not there, they know for a fact that they can't possibly know for a fact that something happened, but they still speak with absolute, in absolutes, like they know for sure. That is crazy. That is cult-like for you to do that, okay? But anyway, back to what I was saying. Let's go back for a second. Families, okay, because all of us have families. That's why I'm trying to draw those correlations so you can see that this is not that far-fetched from you. Family dynamics often act in cultish ways because of the behaviors. The language and the behaviors are the same, okay? Unquestionable authority, isolation tactics, strict us versus them mentality. Pay attention to that. Us versus them. Okay? Members are conditioned to believe their family is unique, superior, or the only one that truly understands things. Disagreements or setting boundaries with the family are often viewed as siding with the enemy. Oh my God. Y'all know I can't stand when y'all start talking about the fucking enemy. Okay? Information and behavior control. The family dictates what members can believe, how they should feel, and what is considered acceptable behavior or success. Personal privacy is often non-existent. Right? To this day, boundaries have been an issue. I have had to teach people in my family to have boundaries. They may see it however they want to see it. It is boundaries. If you are somebody that I cannot depend on to be congruent, to be an emotionally safe person, a physically safe person, then I remove myself. You don't have that much access to me. You can call it whatever the fuck you want, but I see it now in my adult life as the self-preservation I could not have as a child, okay? So, extreme secrecy. What happens in this house stays in this house. Hiding dysfunctional behaviors such as abuse, anger issues, or addiction is prioritized over honesty and well-being of members. Everybody in our fucking society cares more about prioritizing motherfuckers' feelings over honesty. Conditional love, affection, approval, and belonging are used as leverage. Okay? Because honestly, love between a parent and a child should be unconditional in a way of like love and care, right? And what that really is supposed to mean is I'm responsible for you, so I'm going to put you first. I'm not going to put you in harm's way, but my own betterment. That's what that's supposed to mean, okay? But conditional love is also They are only granted, hold on, because I had to read this one because this one really hit home for me. Affection, approval, and belonging are used as leverage. They are only granted when members comply with the family's agenda and expectations, causing members to live in a constant state of anxiety or walking on eggshells. Recognizing these dynamics is often the first step towards reclaiming independence, which is why we have these conversations. This is not just for fucking fun, okay? That's why everything don't need to be a joke and all of that. Sometimes we really need to have these conversations because everybody needs to know what the fuck is going on. You don't know you being brainwashed all the time, but you got to see what's going on with people and how they get there. And I just want y'all to know that Nature Boy is at least 15 years older than, between like 10 to 15 years older than most of the people that are in his cult. And they are all, I feel like, young Black people that have not been taught to have a solid foundation to stand on in their own personhood. Some of these young women were in college. They had high hopes, but there are holes missing in what they've been taught about how to solidify themselves, how to self-soothe, how to respect themselves, how to not look in outside people, not look for outside validation, not allow for your peace and your calm to come from other people, and to also get to the point where you recognize that when people upset your peace, they need to go. And I'm not talking about in some old selfish, fucked up way. I'm talking about stop allowing people lanyard and real estate in your life if they are harmful to you. I don't care. If they can't be, less harmful, they need to find somebody else to be around. That's just how I feel. So let's get into more clips from Nature Boy. Let's go here.
Y'all give me.
This is later on, okay? Because I'm not going to go through every little thing. I did make my notes, and we're going to get into some specifics. But I do wanted to show y'all specific clips so y'all can see what we dealing with here. Had y'all not seen the 46-part documentary on YouTube or the 4-part documentary on Hulu. If I were you, watch the 4-part documentary on Hulu. If you want to take it there, then go to YouTube and put it on 1.2 and see if you can make it through. But you're going to have to take some motherfucking breaks. Because honestly, I didn't know it was as many people as it was. I mean, people was coming and going, like consistently. And another thing is that people don't understand psychological abuse. So when we have these conversations about the people that were affected by the psychological abuse, I feel like I need y'all to be a little bit like less accusatory. Specifically when it comes to like Velvet and some of these young women. Y'all, all of the women, like I'm saying this, and we'll say alleged, but from my viewpoint, from what I watched on that documentary on YouTube, every one of the women that became his wives was raped. At the very beginning, placing women with men that they didn't want to be with, and those women trying to force themselves to have relations. We're going to get to it. Hold up. But let me play some of these clips so that y'all can see how this, eventually, where it eventually got. But there was a buildup. But I do want to say this. One of the young ladies who got out the cult is on TikTok. Many of them are on TikTok talking about it. They think that it didn't start out this way, meaning that he didn't mean for it to go this way. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. As soon as he told y'all that the states was Babylon and y'all needed to leave y'all children and y'all families behind and have no contact with them, many of these women that I feel like were already severely traumatized already left children behind so that they can come and be with this man.
All work for me. Y'all, matter of fact, down on your knees. The fuck wrong with y'all? Don't stand up around me, man. Don't stand over me, ever stand over me. Fuck that. Get down, bro. All the way down, bro. What's wrong with y'all? What's wrong with y'all? Don't stand around the tree like that. Don't ever stand around the tree like that. Oh, come help them. Get them the fuck out of my life. I dare you. I dare you get these people the fuck out of my life. Bro, come get these niggas right now. Call a cop. 3, get y'all shit. Fuck out. These people bothering me. Nigga, they want the 3. They want the juice. They want the 3 from the 3. They gonna have to respect the 3. They worship the 3. They worship the 3 because I'm the 3 God.
3 God?
Most High.
Listen, fuck all that.
3.
Y'all giving me y'all 3, y'all gonna work for me. Y'all all work for me. Y'all,
okay.
Matter of fact, down on
More.
your knees. Fuck on.
Bomb clock.
Cause y'all not. First of all, my husband got stabbed yesterday. It's still.
So this is a clip from when he went to jail. These are the women that were left when he first went to jail. It's only 2 of them now. This woman right here, Malia, that's her name, Malia. Malia is one of the most fucked up versions of this because I believe Malia left like 3 or 4 kids at home. Eventually, she becomes like the wife, the main priestess or whatever, but only after Velvet kept leaving. And so I do believe, you know, she really wanted that position, but at some point he gave her a STD and the STD wasn't treated and it started to eat away at her organs. And so she had to have, when she went back to the States at one point, because many of them left and came back, she had to go have surgery. So that let me know that everybody not only is sickly, they've lost a lot of weight because he had them eating only once a day. Let me get my notes, girl. I'm going to let her finish because I need for y'all to see the deterioration in the mental. I think that this type of long-term cult behavior is brain damage. I know we want to, I know they're very frustrating. When you watch the documentary, it's very frustrating, especially this light-skinned one back here in this corner. She was like an enforcer. And so whenever he wanted a girl to beat another girl up, she's one of the main ones instigating the physical fights. But at the same time, I remember when she first came and she wanted to be with another man, she did not want to be with Nature Boy. Nature Boy basically created dissension between her and the man that she liked, made it seem like he wanted her, then kind of dogged her out and kind of made it seem as if he didn't want her and she wasn't that bad, and then forced himself on her. And that is the story for almost every single one. Hey, babe. For every single one of these women, it is a story of them coming there for Solar or for Musa or for another man. There are so many times that these girls have been contacting and talking online with another guy who's at this cult. And then when they get there, eventually Nature Boy takes the woman to be his own. And, you know, it is very bad. But I just want y'all to see, like, what's going on mentally with some of these people.
Stood up, nigga. It's her, nigga. This is our king, and we gonna ride for him. Tired of this shit, bro.
I like what you said. You said,
yeah,
even though they did that, he still forgive them because he know
nigga.
where we coming from mentally. You take a people and you put them in a cage for years and years and centuries. What do you think the people is gonna do? You put them in there. You take away their food. You take away their human rights.
Yeah.
And they
The same shit that he did to them.
ability to be human touch.
Yeah.
My nigga.
Bomb clock.
So, okay, hold up.
I'm not tripping about that. All I'm saying is leave the fucking police out of it. What you gotta put the fucking police in it for? Why you trying to call 911? You ain't stopping nothing. If y'all get me to come back to Babylon, I'm running that shit. If I ever touch Babylon, I'm gonna have 100 wives. Cause it's easier for them to get to me. If I come back to Babylon, I'm gonna be trouble for y'all. I'm gonna have soldiers, I'm gonna have everything. They're gonna wind up killing me, nigga. You feel me? You better be lucky I'm over here to benefit you. Cause if I ever come back to Babylon, I'm gonna have 100 wives. You best believe this woman right now that's wanna be my wife, cause I'm gonna take them with kids. If I took one.
People thought it was a skit, and when he went to court and when he was in court, that was a part of the lie that they were acting. They were not acting. Let me see what else.
When I had
This is one of the guys. I think that's Solar. Solar was one of the main people that was there for the longest. So to me, the reason why I don't see victims in the men as much as I see in the women is because I feel like the men and him raped those women. because a lot of them could not be with the men that they wanted to be with. Even Velvet, y'all. Velvet was 19 years old. She came there for Omek, and Nature Boy put pressure on her until she decided to be with him. The sex was coercive. Every single sexual experience that I saw on the show, on the YouTube documentary, was very much giving coerced. Like one girl said, they tried to have sex and it didn't fit. People would be in relationships for like a week or two when they first got to the tropics, because the idea, and this is why it's so alluring, because a lot of us have that, we like to be in nature. The world we live in is unnatural. The Matrix, all of that shit. They take things that are true and then use them to manipulate people, okay? And manipulate them into control. So let me get to my notes. Nature Boy, carbonation, okay? People, babe, what the big ass fly? I don't know if that's a bee. I don't know what that is in here. Um, it says my notes. Okay, you see it? It just moved. Uh, uh. People leaving responsibilities in children, not bathing. Okay, so some of the rules. They were not supposed to bathe. They were not supposed to use the bathroom inside the house. They were being starved because they would only eat once a day. And if he didn't want to eat, they didn't eat. Also, let's see, nudity, forcing people to walk around naked a lot. We talked about the molestation of his son. He also was accused of molesting his cousin before he went to the tropics. And later on, when Velvet got pregnant with their daughter, he named their daughter the name that he gave Velvet, which felt like eventually he was going to rape that child. And that is why Velvet, I believe, would have a hard time leaving, also because of the psychological abuse. Yes, there's a part of it where the people feel like they don't have anything else. And Velvet felt like she was at least a priestess, a queen there, even though she was being beat up, even though she didn't want to do poly, and he made her do poly. Like, you're young and you probably haven't been taught a lot anyway. And you get into contact with somebody that is 15 years older than you, who can coerces you while y'all are in a foreign country into being in a relationship and having sex with him. Y'all, it's not that hard to believe that it can happen, because I feel like a lot of us have gotten coerced into relationships. I told y'all about how, in my childhood, somebody ignoring your boundaries and wanting to be with you, you know what I'm saying, like wanting to be with you even if you say no first, and then they just keep trying and keep trying. That was meant to be seen like a good thing, just like y'all think that abusive language is a good way to describe sex. I feel like, we need to change that shit too, because it blurs the lines. If you view sex as something violent, when somebody's actually being violent with you, you don't know. A lot of these young women, y'all, did not know they were being raped. They didn't see it that way. But one of them was ripped because they were forcing penis inside of people when the girls were virgins and the girls were, really not trying to have sex with him. And he forced himself on them. So when it comes to Velvet, we'll get to her in a second. I want to play this clip.
The dude Eligio online, who's a cult leader of many names, but had carbonation at one point, many names. I had seen him. I'm like, he knows what I know. He's talking about life after death. He's talking about cells and biology. I love biology.
So you seen him on
A+ in school on that.
You seen him online first?
Yes, I seen a video of him, and it was like it was a video, and he was talking about life after death, and he was saying things nobody else says but me. So I'm like, fuck, so bro, he's different. Yes, and he's saying it proud. He's a black man with his shirt off in the mountains. And the biggest factor to me was, I'm like, I don't have to live in the system. I can literally go live in a tropical. Why didn't I ever think of that? And then I looked at how much it cost.
Okay. Okay. So then people would feel like, I don't want to work, so I'm going to go do this. People outside will have the mentality that, see, y'all just don't want to work. This system is abusive, y'all. It's not wrong that they don't want to work the way we have to work in this system. It's not wrong that they don't want to live like that. It's not. Now, how they chose to live Wasn't right either. But they're not wrong for wanting something outside of this system.
And I'm like, why aren't we already doing this? It's cheap. I'm not knowing these things. I'm knowing only fear. I'm coming from San Diego, California. So I'm like, TJ, Mexico, mafia, you're dead. Mexico equals death. Mexico equals gangs, death, outlaw, never go there, especially if you're colored. And the truth is quite the opposite of that. Black people are worshipped in the Americas. It's very interesting to me what we were taught versus what the actuality is. And when I started learning this, I just shifted everything from like really being depressed and like kind of giving up on the world and, to switching to like, hold on, there's hope. I can just go be happy over here. And I can just live in nature. And I'm thinking I'm gonna be butt naked in the jungles every day eating mangoes. That's literally what I'm
You
thinking.
want it?
Yes. I did not want anything to do with the system. From where I was at this point, this was about what, 5 years ago? From where I was at, I had just started engineering and recording my own music. I just left interning for Mike Will when I had.
Mike Will made it. And they also had some very like talented singers and rappers that were involved in the cult.
Alexandria.
Do I want to play that one? Hold up. Let me see. Because there's a specific one that I want to play from. Okay. So this is Janae. Janae is the one, I think her name was Nefertiti. She's the one that actually put him in jail. He's in jail for life now because of his rape of her. And the women will get up there and say there was no real evidence, but they don't understand what rape is. So because they don't understand, when they explain it, people that know what rape is know that what they're explaining is rape. Even Nature Boy, in his, because they played it on the documentary, he talks to the police and he says out of his mouth, she said no. She said no. But, she my old lady. So she, so we still made love. And what it says is that, and she said this, Janae said she had to talk to a lady, talk to a detective in order for the detective to tell her, babe, you were raped. And it's because she didn't know.
Okay, so I have no idea. Okay, so.
And a lot of them are still, y'all, this is very new. Like a lot of them are just getting out of this shit 2020, 2021, 2022. Like he just went to jail. So it's still fresh for a lot of them. And they were in this shit for years.
I have no idea.
Like since what, 2017, a lot of them?
How I'm going to start this series, but this is how I'm going to start it, I guess. Here we go. Hey, y'all. My name is Janae Alexandria Newell, and yes, I was in a cult. I was inspired by Brianna to start this series just so I can let everything out and basically, tell my story on TikTok, because I had no idea it was all over TikTok until my friend told me. So yes, I'm the one who pressed charges on Eligio Bishop, aka Nature Boy, that basically got him locked up, sent to prison for life plus 10 years. Before even joining Carbon Nation, I was basically watching them, embodying what they preached and what they teach. And what I want to talk about today is why people join these type of situations like cults. It's not necessarily to follow behind him or follow behind a leader or, all this other stuff. Yes, there is certain things like trauma bonding and, appealing to those type of things involved as well. But we actually came together on a collective mission, and I wanted to do our purpose together, which was what we believed was to uplift the consciousness of the earth, higher the vibration of the earth, get in tune with the planet. I have my daughter in the background with her iPad, so if you hear something else, thank you. Mommy's talking right now. So we came together, wanted to be with like-minded people. We wanted to create a community together. We wanted to,
All of the girls are beautiful, just to be very clear. Like all of them were beautiful.
Do something different, do something that was going to be better, a better way of living, on the planet while staying in tune with the planet and not being, sprayed with chemtrails every day or eating inorganically, just basically being organic and authentic all the way through.
Do you hear what she's saying? Some of the same shit that she's talking about that she wanted, natural food, organic, all of that shit is some of the same shit that was used for people to go vote for JFK's crazy ass. because people are asking for something that is actually like needed and they should be able to have. But because people are always looking for weaker personalities to exploit, and I feel like I don't want to sum this up because I saw one of the comments that was like, they just, easily manipulate. I'm like, y'all, I don't think it's that simple as to call people easily manipulated. I think I need for y'all to think a little bit deeper about why they're easily manipulated, because this is the way that we're raised as kids, especially Black people. I know y'all don't want to realize this, but when you are taught that you can't argue with your parents because it's disrespectful, it teaches you to be obedient to stronger personalities, even in adulthood. And if you don't make different decisions, or if you luckily don't encounter anybody while you're still, forming your fucking brain that's trying to drag you into an abusive relationship or a cult, then you won't have to deal with these things, thank God. But to me, our entire country primes people for cult, like just cult situations. The religion is very cultish. The environment, the indoctrination, the wanting everybody to be uniformed, the wanting everybody to work themselves to death. All of that, all of those imbalances and disparages in our overall experience is what is leading people to be in cults, because they're trying to escape. And also, you need to understand that the mindset is already there. The computer chip has been wiped and is ready for somebody to come and lay their prints down on some woman's chip. The woman's mind is a fucking chip. A man is coming to imprint on her chip.
So that was what melanation, that later evolved into carbonation, was about. I joined physically in 2020, but I was watching carbonation for 3 years, so since 2017. So I was being indoctrinated without being in the cult, and that happens, that's basically how it begins. It starts with you being at home watching something and you just get consumed by it, you get obsessed with it, and you continuously start to watch it until you start to embody it, and then you just believe that you got to be with the people that's in it.
And I wonder how viable, and I know this is why YouTube changed a lot of their rules and stuff, because a lot of them said that Nature Boy popped up on their fucking recommendations page. A cult popped up on your recommendations page. And please understand, y'all, Nature Boy was always a cult. I know y'all don't think he was a cult. It was always a cult. Y'all just thought that it wasn't real because it was being broadcasted to y'all at a time when reality TV was making its turn to, to social media. Y'all thought y'all were seeing a reality show on the internet, and it's like, how are you not seeing that this is real? Because people are really going out there.
And I'm sure a lot of people can relate, because I'm sure watching how crazy everything is, everybody is like obsessed with it. Like they're like, oh my God, I have to see more. What is going on?
Yes, even seeing yourself as a lesser being from God on some level prepares you for another person being a higher being to you.
Running to hood horrors on YouTube after seeing the Hulu documentary. Hood horrors goes extensive in detail, and I say it's about 80-90% accurate. It goes extensive into detail about what happened in the cult and everybody's relationships and everything of that nature. So I might just come in and continue to do parts, because my daughter's getting kind of bored and I don't want her like talking in the background while I'm doing this. So yeah, I just wanted to start it off like that. Like, people don't come in and join cults just to join a cult. They do it. They join a family.
Right. It's for family, and that's why I drew the correlation to family, because people don't realize that when you are abusive in your family dynamic, it basically primes your kids to be abused in their adult lives, by jobs, by governments, by partners. Hold up, because I'm about to go to hood horrors right quick. Okay. Let's see. What's a good part to kind of tap into right quick? Let's see.
All of Nature Boy and Carbonation.
Like I said, we're moving into the RV full time, and I'm sure you again. Say hi, Osiris. This is gonna be the first of many videos about us being on the road and going different places. Like I said, we're going to Florida first.
On March 3rd, 2015, Nature Boy, Maisha, and the kids left their house in Atlanta and began their new life living in their RV. Nature Boy hired a manager to run the barbershop while he hit the road. Leo was left to fend for himself, still living in the back of the shop.
I traveled the whole coast of Florida, stayed at all the RV parks. And mind you, I'm this black kid from the hood, pulling up in an RV. You know, it's nothing but elder white people out there, you know, that retired in their fishing boats and stuff. Like, yo, this is when I knew I was different.
Although Nature Boy was out on the open road and experiencing things he'd never done before, there was still a part of him that yearned for more. He felt like he just wanted to disattach himself from society altogether and just leave everything behind. Maisha could sense something was wrong.
She was there with him and she was doing the journey with him, but she was saying that he was seeming to be still unhappy.
Just a little over a month after leaving Atlanta, Nature Boy's plan to live on the road would come to an abrupt end.
My barbershop started to fall apart, so I had to come back.
Nature Boy got back to Atlanta and invested all of his time into getting the shop back in order. He even had a small stage built for local teens in the neighborhood to perform in a weekly talent show.
I helped people in the community. Gave away free food, gave away free cuts, helped the community out, try to educate my people in my barbershop. So I started teaching in my barbershop. They didn't give a fuck about what I was talking about. It got to the point where I was playing educated spiritual videos in my barbershop instead of putting the game on. There was a couple of niggas that would listen, but the majority of niggas was like, yo, listen, man, I came here for a cut, nigga, watch the game. He used to give us drinks. Nigga, what happened to the drinks? The barbershop wasn't my frequency no more.
Nature Boy would leave the shop again, this time for good.
Coming out of Florida, coming back to that, it gave me a headache after a while. I separated myself. I gave somebody my barber chair. The manager would come to me, knock on my door on a Saturday, give me the booth rent. And with this time right here, having dreams and opening up realms where it was these dark beings, I was scared to fall asleep. Then I died. In my sleep, I died. And when I died, I came back and forth. But when I died, I stayed up for 3 days and I died. And when I died, I woke up in a hospital. I was in another reality, just as real as this one, in a hospital. And when I got back here, it made me question the fabric of reality, because it's like, that was so real. How the fuck, I didn't know where I was dreaming at. Was this a dream? Was that a dream? I didn't know where I was dreaming. That's how vivid my dreams was.
Maisha was watching Nature Boy unravel right before her eyes, and there was nothing she could do about it. He was hardly getting any sleep at night, and his days consisted of watching conspiracy videos on YouTube, along with black conscious videos mainly by Sonetta TV, Brother Polite, and Young Pharaoh. He rambled daily about America, which he called Babylon, and how it was gonna fall.
I started studying what America was, what money was, breaking my reality down to a molecule.
It was during this time, Nature Boy would learn his oldest sister, Tanya, had passed away in New York.
My sister died. He drove me all the way from Atlanta to New York with his baby mama, my nephew, and her kids.
He looked at death at the time like, let the dead bury the dead, or whatever the case may be. He really came like with a cold heart. He just came at the time because I believe Maisha was there, and Maisha was very supportive at the time because she knew Tanya, her and Tanya connected.
His followers got sucked in by the other people there. We're not seeing it because they weren't able to post from their own pages unless he approved it. But Solar and some of those other men were the pulls.
After the service for his sister, Leo decided to stay in New York. Nature Boy, Maisha, and the kids headed back to Atlanta. Nature Boy's rapid decline only seemed to intensify once they got back. All of a sudden, he stopped taking showers.
This is when everything started, because I just knew, stop taking showers. And that point, everything starts falling apart. Girlfriend is looking at me like I'm crazy. I stopped cutting my hair. I was forgetting what days were, what day it was. And people were like, dude, you good? They would come drop the money off for the shop. And I was like, just hair crazy. I'm like, what's up, man?
Already going through some type of mental break and never getting any help for it.
Do you realize what's going on? And people just like, yo, dude, we don't want to hear that.
Maisha had finally had enough and felt like the best.
And also prior to this, I'm sorry if I forgot to mention it, Nature Boy started out, before he got his barbershop, he was a stripper, a prostitute, and was willing to be gay for pay, which to me means you're bisexual, sir.
For her and the kids to do was move on.
So she got gone. She went with her family in South Carolina or wherever, went her way, and he went his way.
When it comes to Maisha, like, I hate that we reduce our relationship to the bad moments. When we was together 6 years, we had so many beautiful moments. You know what I'm saying? It reduces to the negative. I hate that. But I'm not going to ignore the fact that I cheated on Maisha several times. I hurt her very bad because I didn't know who I was as a man. And we did get into physical altercations where I felt so bad about that, I damn near died in a heartache.
As Maisha got settled into South Carolina, Nature Boy rented a room from a friend in Atlanta. It was at some point during this time that Nature Boy contacted Young Pharaoh on Facebook, and the two of them built a cordial online friendship. Soon after meeting each other, Young Pharaoh secured himself an interview with Sonetta TV. Nature Boy offered to give Pharaoh a ride from his home in Buffalo, New York, to the interview, which was in Harlem.
Nature Boy drove from Atlanta all the way here to New York to see me.
You know what I mean? I just finished having a conversation with somebody. I'm still on the way to New York right now.
Young Pharaoh says when they got to the interview, he asked Sonetta if Nature Boy could come up so he didn't have to wait in the car. Sonetta agreed.
That's the whole even way Nature Boy even came to fuck up. You would have never even seen this nigga on camera.
It was during this interview that young Pharaoh and Nature Boy's friendship would come to an ultimate end.
I got the young god here, brother Pharaoh. Pharaoh has came all the way from Buffalo, New York. And my brother Nature is here from Atlanta. First, I want to talk to my brother Nature. Why are you so infatuated, my brother? We're going back to Africa. Talk to the people.
The tropical man belongs between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. What does that mean? If you look on the map of an equator.
At this time, Pharaoh is mad at Nature Boy because Pharaoh came to do the interview, but he brought Nature Boy with him. This is my first time meeting Nature Boy. This is my first time meeting young Pharaoh. And so Pharaoh's getting heated because I'm starting to ask him questions first. You can look at Pharaoh's face and be like, nigga, you getting the limelight, nigga? I'm the one brought you here. But I didn't know all this. I'm thinking they cool.
I'm doing the interview. This nigga jumps in the interview, grab the mic. 1,300, maybe 1,500 people watching. We live. So I'm trying to be smooth because this is my first.
I believe he may be. I believe he may be. Just saying.
I be on this platform and I don't want my first impression, to be fucked up. So I grabbed the mic back from the nigga. Mind you, we never supposed to even had the mic. So somebody called in and was like, yo, I know that nigga gay. So Nature Boy gets to arguing, screaming at the top of his fucking lungs, embarrassing the fuck out of me on this live stream. Now I'm on fire because I'm feeling wild disrespected. Because I'm like, nigga, I don't even know you.
At the end of this whole thing, young Pharaoh and Nature Boy was getting ready to fight.
So I had to let the nigga know, like, listen, I'm not trying to be egotistical. I'm not trying to do none of that. But don't ever snatch no motherfucking mic out my motherfucking hand, my nigga. So we getting into it. So now we arguing. So boom, we go our separate ways. That was my first and last time meeting the nigga.
Although young Pharaoh and Nature Boy would never see each other again face to face, their beef was far from over. Once Nature Boy got back to Atlanta, he stayed mainly secluded in his room and dove deeper into spirituality and the wonders of nature.
And I start asking people questions like, what are the trees? What are trees? A tree is a tree. Nah, nigga, what is a tree? What is a bird? It's a bird. No, nigga, what is it?
He had stopped eating meat months prior, but now even plant vegetables weren't a part of his diet.
I just, basically had a sixth sense to go to the fruit. And I was just like, I'm just gonna eat fruit. I started arguing with vegans. Like, listen, we can't eat plants. I just knew things. I knew things. I didn't want to no longer be a part of anything that was destroying.
If you don't like, this remind me of that show, Pluribus, because they didn't, they were eating what was already left, but they didn't want to kill plants. They didn't want to kill animals in order to, get sustenance. And I'm like, y'all, I don't know what y'all gonna do then. Y'all gonna eat the air?
Anything else, whether that was a person or a plant, because I knew that all of life, I just had this vast respect for life. And so life for me in Babylon became very uncomfortable because I knew too much.
Going live on Facebook was still rather new at this time. He would use this new feature to spread his message to a wide range of people in real time.
Peace, 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 peace. It's good to see you guys. My reflection, how you been? We're gonna dive right in.
Sometime during the months following the Sarnetta interview, his once firm stance on moving back to Africa changed.
I personally would advise anyone to stay away from Africa because as beautiful as Africa is, there's going to be lots of war.
His messages would reach even a larger amount of people when he began posting videos to YouTube.
You can catch these videos also on my YouTube, Nature Boy TV. Everywhere on social media.
I want to say this when we talk about him not bathing and not wearing deodorant and all of that. I looked this up because I experienced this. People doing things to gross you out. Is breaking down boundaries, tactics like intentionally violating privacy, bragging about repulsive behavior, or performing gross habits in front of you are used to test how much you will tolerate by making you accept the unacceptable. They steadily erode your personal boundaries. Making someone feel grossed out induces deep discomfort, embarrassment, and a sense of powerlessness. Abusers thrive on seeing you react to this distress, as it proves they control the emotional climate of the relationship. Sometimes this behavior is used to catch you off guard. If you react with disgust, they may accuse you of being too sensitive or dramatic, which makes you question your own sanity and normal reactions. Please remember that people are always manipulating you whenever they got you questioning your sanity.
You can find me. My name's
your reality.
Nature Boy TV on there. Nature Boy TV, simple.
In mid-2016, Nature Boy would finally make the decision to leave the United States for good.
This year, yes, your reflection, I'm leaving the United States. My meditations are leading me to South America, and that's where I'm going. You guys are welcome to come.
Over the course of the next month, Nature Boy would begin prepping for his new life in nature. He went live daily, updating his followers on his status and trying to convince them to join him on his journey.
This is the year. You got to get out of here, all right? Go home. Between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn.
Slowly but surely, he began getting rid of everything he owned.
Who I was as Bishop. was dying. I gave all that I owned away. I gave cars away. I gave the barbershop away.
Nature Boy gave the barbershop to his manager named Lex. He wanted to cut all distractions that came with his Babylon name. He wanted to start fresh in nature. Leo was hurt when he heard the news of Nature Boy giving the shop to Lex. Even though he was living in New York, he thought his brother should have gave it to him before anybody else.
I was like, damn, boy. I mean, there was people out there was reaching out to me like, that's crazy.
When one of Nature Boy's followers learned he was going to South America, she sent him a message telling him that her brother owned acres of land in Honduras. She said her brother would be willing to let him and whoever he came with live on the land for free. She also told him the land had 2 houses on it that would need to be renovated. Although Honduras was in Central and not South America, he couldn't refuse the offer. Nature Boy changed his plans and would now be headed to Honduras. Before leaving, Nature Boy headed to Ohio, where he would visit Mike Brown for a few weeks.
I'm out here in Ohio, man. We riding, baby. One thing I can say about Ohio that I love, though, is like, it's so peaceful out here. Ain't all that craziness, like Wi-Fi and all that. It's more country. Although it's more away from the equator, you feel the difference. But it is more country out here. Like, you know, I like the countryside. I like to be away from the city.
Finally, in late 2016, Nature Boy went live and told his followers he'd be leaving Babylon in less than a week.
I'm leaving Ohio, going back to Atlanta for a couple of days. I'm going to be giving my car back to the bank. And then from there, I'm going to Florida. And then on Thursday, I'm going to be flying to Honduras one way. I'm going to show y'all how I pack my bag to go for all of y'all that's planning
Now,
on.
as somebody that's literally about to relocate, hello, right? You see how you can start following somebody and then all of a sudden, hold up. But that's why you always have to have your wits about yourself to pay attention to people. Because sometimes people will present you with a life that seems like a good life. And, you know, I was telling y'all earlier on Housewives, shout out to Between Two Worlds with Yanni, because her video about Stormy Wellington and Stormy Wellington's psychological manipulative tactics that she uses with MLM. And then I started reading this book last night called Cultish. And they talk about how the same rhetoric is repeated. It's language that doesn't really mean anything. It's flowery language that's meant to confuse you, but to incite emotion.
Really getting the fuck up out of here.
He does that.
I bought a 60-liter bag because my whole life is in this one bag right here. Okay, this right here is a water filter. So basically, when you're in nature, you can basically take any kind of water and put it in a water jug and then slurp it through this here thing. Got me a little handy tool set just in case it goes down. And I need tools for some reason. Right there is my tent. This is my tent right here. This is my solar panels right here. So when I'm walking, the sun will be charging this. I can power my stuff right here. Now mind you, we have 2 houses. Upstairs, downstairs, plenty of room for everybody. I just take this stuff because when we do go to the land, we're gonna be camping out there. Here's all the stuff I got right here. All right, so I got a couple pairs of shorts, got some t-shirts. You don't need much, you know what I'm saying? Because you're gonna be butt naked all the time. Now that I'm going into nature, I'm going to build a village. Don't know how I'm gonna do it, but I know that.
Okay. So I know that this is like a fine line when you start to like feel like things that are physical attributes are signifiers of personality types. It's a fine line because you don't want to start judging people preemptively and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about. But there is something to the science of people having faces that coincide with certain personalities. And this right here, the way his excuse me, the way his brow is, the way it furrows, first of all, also the way his brows go up and down like that, like, to me, if you actually look in his face, you would feel uncomfortable if you are actually looking at him in his eyes and in his face. His energy should be making you feel uncomfortable if you're actually looking at him. But I feel like people don't really look. Or if they see in a body, it glamours the face. But when I look at him, I can see whatever that energy is, it's here. It's right here. I can see it.
It's going to happen because I said it's going to happen.
Nature Boy went live the day before leaving and told his followers that wanted to go with him where and what time to meet him the following day. Although some people showed up, it wasn't exactly what Nature Boy was expecting.
I got an all-female following, and so I'm thinking that they're coming. No. 3 guys pop out of nowhere. And I was like, you know what? Y'all my warriors. Y'all my warriors.
The Warriors. It's been beautiful, man.
Warriors. So Key, Omac, and this guy we called Starlight at the time, we left.
Before boarding the plane, Starlight shocked Nature Boy by telling him something that would prove to be critical once they would arrive in Honduras.
He says, I speak Spanish. I'm like, what? Like, yeah, I speak Spanish fluently. I'm like, what the? So I'm like, wow, this is all coming together. Then Key's like, yo, I brought $20,000. I'm like, $20,000? Like, oh shit, okay, cool. Like, okay, you're useful. Okay, come on in. And then Omac always had an eye for aesthetics.
The initial movement was to start an eco village in Honduras. So that's what the goal of it was at first. That's why I went out there.
We all got on the plane. It was beautiful. And it's like if you could think of me being guided and everything that I need came with me jumping out with faith.
The 4 of them would make it to the land in Honduras, but Nature Boy immediately decided it wasn't up to his standards.
He's got 30 acres of land. We get there, it's not what it seems, okay? And I remember walking into his house. It was like his grandma's house. It was like all her old stuff knitted. It was like her old pictures. It was like one of these old creepy houses. I was like, dude, I'm not staying here.
Nature Boy decided to rent a hotel room until they could find a house that was more suitable for him. They stayed at the hotel for about 2 weeks until they found the ideal property in Santa Fe.
Got the house. It was beautiful. That $20,000 sure came to handy.
Steve, who would later be known as Phoenix, was the man who owned the land Nature Boy decided not to stay on. He would join Nature Boy's group, which was now called the Ethereans, and moved onto the rental property with them.
I invited people to come, open-heartedly. Everybody come. Get you a tent. I got a big-ass yard. You can just, we right under an avocado tree. We got a mango tree right here. We got a river in the back. Come on.
This is not a vacation. This is where we live. You're more than welcome to stay. You see, I got plenty of room. Bring your tent.
Boy, was that a mistake.
As Nature Boy posted more videos promoting living in nature, slowly but surely more people began to join.
We just basically, was opening our doors to anybody that wanted to join us, and it was unorganized as hell, man.
A lot of people came because they just coming in waves, bro. Like wave after wave after wave. But I remember one point in time, me and Keith counted at least like 70 people at minimum that passed through. A lot of people came.
As more women began to join the group, Nature Boy would implement polygamy as a way of life in his Etherean tribe.
We have to talk about polygamy because if we don't talk about polygamy, then we're not talking about family. And if we're not talking about family, we're not talking about human evolution.
One of his
We're on part 2, just so we're clear. We're on part 2.
first wives, or directs as he referred to them, was a young woman from Louisiana he would name Yaya.
So how has your journey been since you've been here?
So the very first one from Louisiana.
From an archetype perspective.
My journey has been very beautiful.
With polygamy, it's just for me being with 4 female students that I'm dealing with very intimately. And it's nothing more, nothing less than that. Sex for me is me plugging into a woman, sending my knowledge like a USB to a computer. And when I have sex, I'm putting fluid in you. Inside the fluid is DNA. On that DNA is all of the knowledge that I know. And you're now getting a direct transfer from my file into your ribosome, into your DNA. And if you do that enough, you can take me on in the knowledge point long enough to the point where I'm inside you.
The more people that
The idea that there are women out there that want a man to plug into them so that you can get his knowledge, which to me often is knowledge that you can get for yourself in some ways or another. I know Velvet is from New Orleans. We're going to get to that. That's why I'm saying Louisiana, because it's way too many New Orleans girls in this fucking documentary. And I know why. And I know a lot of girls that's like this. The hoteps, the girls, I'm around these girls because I kind of fit their aesthetic, but I'm not like that. Like, I like outside. I got my locks and all of that, but bitch, I am bougie. Please be very clear. Okay? And I never in my life wanted no nigga to be no lead of me. That was never, ever, ever something that played in my mind. Ever since I came here, I was like, so we letting daddy be a fucking tyrant. We're letting him do this because he's just crazy. And so we got to act like that's not what's happening. That's our agreement, that we both know he crazy, but we gonna act like he not. So if that's your first experience of family and all of that, no thank you. Girl, I'm okay. I would so much rather walk around my house without walking on eggshells, motherfucker. Okay? So yeah, some of this shit wasn't gonna work on somebody like me that I feel like I came here kind of understanding some shit. That's why I feel like, when people say that our souls regenerate, y'all know what I'm saying. Reincarnation. I'm more inclined to believe in reincarnation than I am to believe in you die and go somewhere and you just be there forever, like heaven or hell. Yeah, I don't believe that. To me, what seems to make more sense is that whatever you put in, you get out, and then there's always some type of balancing act that's gonna happen. Like even when we don't see, I think people can throw things into imbalance. You know, like dick can throw vaginal pH into imbalance. Okay. What it got to be reflected above and below, bitch. Okay, it's got to be reflected in the spirit and in the physical, bitch. In order for it to be true, you gotta be connecting dots and shit for shit to be true. Yes, that's why I don't like the Hebrew Israelite, all of that shit. All of that shit is also the mindset of y'all thinking y'all fucking special. And in order for you to feel like you special, you need to feel like you are specialer than somebody else. And to be honest, yeah, no. Like, yes, but no. And what I mean by that is, I do look down on people that are terrible people. I do. Like, am I not supposed to? I don't know. Maybe that's a me thing. But outside of that, we're all humans and everybody has the power to hurt each other. So I'm not like delusional or anything. You know what I'm saying? Like you could hurt me, I could hurt you, like, emotionally, mentally, physically. Like everybody is on level playing field, you know, as humans, y'all, in my mind, as standing, coming here as human beings with souls. And then all of the other shit changes where you stand in my purview, in my mind, my opinion. Okay? I hope that made sense. Because I feel like I was kind of we gonna get back into this nigga. But what I mean by that is the shit gotta add up for me. Your words and your actions have to align. And not only that, the things you talk about need to make sense to me. You need to be able to deal with questioning. You need to be able to deal with people inquiring deeper into what you might mean. And a lot of times people that are trying to control you do not have the patience to actually like talk to you if it's not a narration that they're giving. They're very uncomfortable with questions.
Join the group, the more money Nature Boy spent.
I bought them food. I gave them shelter. I bought them tents. I bought them everything that they asked for. Cell phones.
Yes, they all got there with the concept that a man is supposed to be leading them. And that is the beginning of the fucking mistake.
I gave people. I bought them dirt bikes and iPads and laptops and just
spending all
food
the people
alone,
money.
man.
Spending all
Before
that
long,
people,
the
all the
$20,000
people
Key
money.
had given was running low. Although Nature Boy was still getting $3,000 a month from Mike Brown, that wouldn't be enough to support everyone. Shortly before heading off with Nature Boy, Key had received a large inheritance. Now running low on funds, Nature Boy asked Key if he had any more money to offer. Key gave him another $20,000. Life in Honduras for Nature Boy and the group seemed to be going pretty well until an unfortunate event would interrupt everything.
We got robbed in Honduras.
We were in the middle of the street, broad daylight, and we get robbed for everything. Laptops, everything, your phone, wallet, passports, everything. They took a truck of ours.
Erica Carroll, a music producer from Atlanta, who Nature Boy would later name Blueprint, BP for short, was one of the earliest members to join the Ethereans. She was there at the time of the robbery and says Nature Boy was the first one to run as they were being robbed.
We was getting robbed in Honduras, and he was the first one. Like he's the leader of the group. He was the first one to run.
After the robbery in Honduras,
So, moment where you add up that a nigga always talking about he a chief, he a king, and he a god, and all of this barking and shit at people that love him and respect him and fear him. But when he was actually up against people that could actually hurt him, he didn't turn into a black king. He turned into a assimilating asshole. His R's got hard. Sir, what's the problem, sir? No, sir. What's going on, sir? No, I'm so sorry. That's not what's happening here. All of a sudden, the language got a little bit more clear. Inconsistencies. These are inconsistencies. This is showing you that a person is not who they claim to be.
Honduras, Nature Boy and the Ethereans packed up whatever they could and left. They would leave a significant amount of things behind.
We had left vans and the truck, a new truck that they just bought. Had to get some more bikes when we left because we couldn't take all that stuff.
The group headed south through Central America with the intentions on moving to Peru.
That's what I was planning with. We were going to Peru. I had a plan, and they said, you want to make God laugh? Tell her your plan.
The plan to move to Peru would change after traveling through Nicaragua and crossing the border into Costa Rica.
Soon as we come into Costa Rica, immediately we knew Costa Rica was it.
So, tell her your plan. So, God or woman, Jesus is God, and you God, and you Jesus. I don't know what's going on. Are you a woman?
all the Ethereum. I'm like, look, y'all can go, man. I'm staying here, man. I'm staying in Costa Rica, dog. I'm not going nowhere. So we're driving. We're like trying to find a hotel. We're like, nah, I don't want to sleep in this hotel. I'm bougie. So we just wind up sleeping in the van, and we hear all night. We just hear monkeys all night. Like, it was so dope. And we was on the side of a road.
They would eventually rent a beautiful house in the mountains of Costa Rica, surrounded by the rainforest, and Nature Boy would change the name of the group to Melanation.
We were living far off into the mountain, maybe like 4,000 feet in the mountains, where our house was so secluded.
He would continue to post videos of his teachings on social media, but now with the beautiful Costa Rican mountainside as a backdrop, for some people watching his videos, the allure was too hard to resist.
So that is the same thing as Stormy Wellington and her diamonds and her cars and her clothes and her lifestyle, her traveling. Same thing. They're showing you a lifestyle that you would want to replicate. The idea is that in order to replicate the life, you have to get close to them.
Velvet Marquez, who would later be known as Eliana or Nana, was a freshman at Tuskegee University in Alabama, studying agriculture.
I'm in school, but I really don't want to be in school. I'm passing my classes, but it's draining to me.
Originally from New Orleans, Velvet had volunteered for numerous nonprofits that built gardens and helped revitalize poverty-stricken communities in her city. One day while at school, she randomly came across a post from Nature Boy, and it caught her attention.
So I clicked on his page, and that spurred me to, research a little bit.
We're in the jungle, Reflection. The most purest part of your body is the jungle. Get there, between the Tropic of Cancer and the Tropic of Capricorn. Those of y'all been following me for a minute, you remember last year? Yeah, we was in a room, right, in Atlanta. I came right from where you came from.
There was like profiles of different people who were in that same circle or culture or tribe or whatever.
Connecting back to nature, and I started to find that I love that shit. Yeah, you got the knowledge, and I get the wisdom.
My journey since I've been here has been just peace. You know what I'm saying? It's been a lot of understanding, loving myself, understanding myself.
I didn't know who Nature Boy was specifically at that time. I didn't know that he was the leader. I didn't know that he was like the main character, right, of the whole thing. So I just only started talking to Omek.
I'm Omek. I came from Atlanta.
So didn't even know who the nigga was, really, and was there for this dude. And that's what I mean when I say every relationship started through some type of assault.
And basically how I got here, a lot of crazy life experiences started happening to me at the beginning of this year to make me start seeing reality for what it really is.
He was the only person that I saw there that I could potentially have a connection with, whether it was platonic or romantic.
When I first seen Velvet, she was on.
Dude, get the fuck from in front of my house.
Facebook video, and I was like, yo, go get her, y'all was being kind of jealous. A couple weeks later, Omek tells me, yo, I got a direct. I was like, oh, word? That's what's up.
According to Nature Boy,
he was plotting on her from the beginning. He was plotting on her from the beginning.
Showed him Velvet's picture. He immediately recognized her but didn't say anything.
I was like, damn, all right, cool, like, fuck it, let him get his girl. You know what I'm saying?
Like, he's literally standing right in front of my door. Like, why are you standing in front of my house? Go stand in front of your house with that shit.
1,800 miles away from Tuskegee, in Corner Brook, a small city in Canada, a 21-year-old woman named Kayla Reed was discovering Nature Boy's tribe at the same time.
She basically told me she's been watching my videos, she's inspired, she gets it, and I'm like, the world needs to hear this message from a Caucasian.
As Kayla was making plans to head to Costa Rica, so was Velvet. By this time, Velvet and Omek had sparked an online relationship.
I just had made 20 on February 17th. I left to get on a plane on February 27th.
Velvet and Kayla will both arrive in Costa Rica within days of each other.
So she was 20 when she got there, 19 when she started watching their videos. Yeah, that's and then she a Katrina baby. Yeah, you 19, 20 and all of that this time, you sound like a Katrina baby, which means there was a level of instability in your early life. Probably.
From the moment Velvet arrived, Nature Boy had his eyes on her.
When she came in, I knew that I was attracted to her. And I don't know if women are attracted to me when they first come, but I asked her. I said, are you attracted to me? She said, no. Right in front of Omek.
So I'm having this conversation with him in front of the tribe, in front of Omek, and he's like, you sure you want to be with Omek? You sure? And I'm like, I wanted to
this questioning. You sure you want to be with him? You sure you want to be with him?
be with Omek. I said I'm with Omek, and I'm currently with him.
Kayla would later describe her experience when first joining the tribe as well.
Melanation, they were very welcoming. Like, I don't think I've ever had such a warm welcome. Very honest environment, very open. It would have been nice to not be having to be so secretive about the whole thing. I think that caused a bit of tension in me that could have been avoided.
Police need your help finding a missing woman. Take a good look at your screen here.
Unknown to Nature Boy, back in Corner Brook, Kayla's family had filed a missing persons report after she told them she was going on a church retreat, but never returned home.
If you know where she is, call police.
The following month, Kayla's family would spot her in a video posted on Nature Boy's Facebook page. Kayla was now going by the name Sunray, and her family was worried she was being held against her will.
Sunray.
Yeah.
Peace reflection.
How did you pop up here?
Sunray.
Sunray.
If everybody would get into another cult, that would be expected to me, because nobody actually got any real like therapy or like, and I think you need like extensive. I think a motherfucker would need in-house. I think a motherfucker would need in-house, like go be in somebody's, hospital for a little while in order to heal from some of this shit. And none of them got any real help as far as I've seen. The only one that seems as if she might be getting some help is Janae and one of them other girls I see on TikTok. But a lot of them are not doing well. And they're not doing well because you can't just take somebody out of a cult and think that's gonna cure the mind. It just doesn't. It's about behavior.
Wait, isn't Nature Boy a prejudice? Isn't he racist? How does he have white people there?
Newfoundland police would contact Nature Boy and talk to Kayla. After she assured them she was there willingly, the police could do nothing because she was an adult.
The police were calling, looking for her and stuff like that. And I was like, I made sure that she got in contact with the police station there in Canada. I also made sure that she got in contact with her Babylon mother, what we call the Babylon mother.
Kayla's mother would do a sit-down interview with a local Canadian morning show, advising the public about Nature Boy and Melanation. The media would run with the story, and for the first time, Melanation would be labeled a cult, and Nature Boy was the leader.
Kayla did call me. I was happy to hear that she was okay. But in the background, you could hear Nature Boy more or less telling her what to say. The conversation was very disturbing. She said that she has no family, she has no mother or brother or sister. It was a very disturbing conversation.
Sunray is just, she is the happiest that, she says she's ever been. She's actually afraid of the people that she ran away from. And I can't blame her. I don't mind her living with me. And she's a friend of mine. She's a family member of mine. We treat her with nothing but love. And it's her decision to be here with me and live as I do. And that's her right. But at the same time, I also...
Okay. So I want to skip around a minute. Let's see what's on 9.
During the previous year of 2017, a 33-year-old man named Shaka from Pomona, California, had been diagnosed with a rare form of spinal cancer and given a life expectancy of only a few more years to live.
I was having a lot of back pain and I ended up going paralyzed. I couldn't walk. For like 3 months, I had to start taking steroids. Then they couldn't figure it out, so then they did a biopsy. Cut a hole in my back, put a camera up there, scraped it. They told me like 2 weeks later, you got multiple melanoma in your spine. You got like 3 years because you're like stage 2 already.
It was during this time, he would begin searching the internet for natural cures for his illness. This is when he would discover Dr. Sebi. Dr. Sebi was a Honduran-born, self-proclaimed herbalist healer that believed mucus and acidity in the body was the cause of all diseases. He believed the cure to any illness was by eating the right foods.
And I blame this nigga for why a lot of American black men brains have deteriorated in some respect, because I think when y'all don't have a grasp on the truth, because y'all can just simply explain things away as a conspiracy theory, I think it deteriorates your ability to actually exist in this world in a truthful way. I think it eats away at some of y'all's mental capacity and your self-control. I don't know why I feel that way. I used to hear great things about Dr. Sebi, but the more I hear about Dr. Sebi, I hear about him in relation to black men that have now gotten some type of validation for how harmful they are. And don't get me wrong, y'all, I'm a person that appreciates a natural way of living and all of that. But naturally, we created antibiotics. Naturally, we had to create things in order to protect us from the way nature will, sometimes try to destroy the parasites. Okay. And we are technically acting as parasites sometimes. Okay. And parasites getting us. And so you got to get antibiotics and you got to get medications, and y'all have to take some of them vaccines y'all hoes don't want to take. And now we got resurgence of sicknesses that we got rid of, like polio and all of that. Yes, some of this shit is fucked up, y'all. Historically, I read books about it. I know that a lot of this shit is fucked up, but it's more so a lot of the times confusion, people fucking up. Yes, people being racist, but black people being so distrustful and defensive that they don't even investigate in a way that leads them to the truth, but only is an echo chamber to reinforce how they already feel. A lot of the times, because I remember one time this woman was trying to argue me so bad about vaccines, and I'm like, ma'am, I really don't give a fuck. I don't have any kids for y'all to make sick and die. Okay, by y'all deciding that y'all gonna bring y'all children into public spaces with no vaccines and sick and shit, and making other babies sick that's not old enough yet to take the shit. It's not just white people. These is black people that's on this shit now because of the Dr. Sebbies of the world. Because of the Dr. Sebbies of the world, people that think that there's a natural remedy for every fucking thing. Yes, black people in the hoteps. And listen, I love some of these people. They make great teas and shit, right? Some of the tea actually do make your headache go away, girl. It does help, catnip, help you relax, all kind of shit. Please don't misunderstand me. Things work sometimes in a herbal way that we don't know or don't take advantage of, because all of that information was destroyed when they were doing the what was it, back when they was killing all of the women, the witch trials and all of that. The witch trials wasn't just about killing those women and stealing their land. It was also about erasing the history of women being in medicine and herbal medicine and being midwives and midwifery and all of that type of shit, being medicine women. Like, they were destroying that at the time. So when they would kill those women, they would destroy their books. They would destroy all the information that they had so that it would not be disseminated. So there is truth to the fact that things have, and not just in Salem, the shit that happened in Salem, it also happened prior to that in England. So yeah, like all in all, and then with black people, y'all know how they've destroyed a lot of our shit. You know what I mean? And then you add on top of the fact we're just now realizing as Americans how propagandized we've been, how much we're, all them fucking commercials, save the children, all them sad ass commercials that make you think that every other country is out here starving and all of that. But you actually go travel some places and find out that people have better fucking trained systems and education systems than Americans. Listen, you have to investigate. You have to be able to understand that sometimes you could be wrong about things. And you have to be open. You cannot always think you have all the answers, Sway. You just have to have, really strong hypothesis.
Black race has the answer to the world's health. We have the answer to their disease state. What I believe is to eat food that came out of the product of life itself. I don't care whether you're Chinese, Eskimo, Arab, or what. If you eat something natural, you're gonna be healed.
Disease is cured by this man. His name is Dr. Sabi, but you won't find a medical degree hanging from his wall. Instead, a certificate of healing.
Around the same time as finding Dr. Sabi, Shaka would stumble upon Nature Boy and Carbonation videos.
Everybody here at Carbonation is super healthy. We're glowing, you know what I mean? Like, our skin, our cells are regenerating. We're getting plenty of the elements, and we have the divine knowledge instilled to us by the Honorable Master Teacher, Nature Boy, that keeps us grounded.
Shaka developed an online friendship with Nature Boy, and gradually he began following his teachings. Nature Boy's belief that moving closer to the equator and living closer to nature began to resonate with him the most.
Listen, I take mulin in pill form and in liquid form. I keep black charcoal pills on deck. Okay, listen. And again, I have my teas. And whenever there's something going on in the city and the girls are selling some type of herbal remedy or something like that, I am down there, girl. Okay? So I'm just doing everything though. Like I don't trust the doctors as much either, but I am gonna do it all just in case. Okay? And make decisions and all of that. But you have to be able to see both sides of these things so that you can, just give yourself a chance to understand that everything is not always so black and white. I don't think that herbal medicine is something that should just be dismissed. But I also feel like I don't think y'all should be dismissing fucking Western medicine either.
We belong in nature. We belong closer to the sun between the tropical Cancer and the tropical Capricorn. Get there. Get in tune. It's a sacred thing for us. We need to get back in tune with what's sacred. If we just get back in tune with nature, everything will come second nature to us.
Shaka would start his own tribe and move to Mexico with his wife Azine and 3 other tribe members in 2018. The move to Mexico wasn't intended to join Nature Boy. It was to embark on his own healing journey. But when he bumped into Carbonation at a local store, his journey would suddenly change course.
Stuff is cheap out here. It's really cheap out here too. Like, you need to know that. Get what you want. We ballin'. Get what you want. We ballin' out here.
Me and my wife was there. I was getting her wraps. She could wear the wrap. We had the store, and I'm like, damn, they look like them niggas right there. And so I yelled at him like, "Ay!" And he looked, and he was like, "Yo!" He threw up his hand. I'm like,
It looks like at this point, old girl is pregnant.
we all been talking on the internet, but we never met before until this point. On TV, they look healthier than the motherfucker. But when I read it, they was frail, skinny. I'm like, nigga.
Shaka, along with his wife and tribe members, would join Carbonation on the land in Palenque, but they would only stay for 5 days. The first thing that caught their attention when they arrived was how beautiful the property was.
He got a pool in the back. This has got coconut. It got every fruit tree you can think of on this property. I'm talking about everything. So it's just like an oasis. It's just a big ass property. And then the house has got like 4 bedrooms in it, but everybody else got their own tents. Nature Boy's tent was the fly shit. The nigga shit was plush to the motherfucker. Made you want to be there longer, you know what I'm saying?
If everybody lived like me, the system would go down. Facts. I don't have to build anything. I order it to be built. I'm a king.
I do not take black charcoal pills just because. I take Mulin just because. I take black charcoal pills when my stomach is hurting. Or like when we go out of town and you get food poisoning, you taking the charcoal pills. Like, because that's how it's going to get out your system. So, yeah.
You understand what I'm saying? If I want something built, it'll be built. I'll have it built. How do I have Wi-Fi out here? I'll show you.
I don't think I didn't miss him. I didn't miss, what was that lady name? Mama Dia? I don't think so. This is part 9. So I don't think we got to her death yet. I feel like her death was a little bit later on.
Hold on. I can show you how I
But
have
it
Wi-Fi.
seems as if she, I'm still unclear on what happened with her. But she was an older woman. She came out there. I think she was giving them money and shit like that. And then eventually she died, and it seemed as if she may have had some medical issues and she wasn't taking her medication. But this is still a cult and an unhealthy environment for somebody to be in. So, it could give that maybe they didn't get her the help she needed, anything. I'm not exactly sure. I'm okay with them being responsible, but I don't know if they showed in the documentary how they were actually responsible, other than the fact that it seemed as if she wasn't taking her medication. And it was based on like the rule of y'all's household that people were only eating when you wanted them to eat and all of that type of shit. Her death is in 7? Okay. I thought it was
I
like
built the
later
tower.
on.
You can see it through these trees. You see here. You see, I'm in the jungle. There's no Wi-Fi here. But I had this tower built. You can kind of see it's right there. I had a little tower built. See that little antenna up there? That little antenna up there? That's how I'm getting my Wi-Fi. See that? I had that put here so we can reach the nearest city so I can get Wi-Fi here. Where I live, absolutely.
See, a lot of these people first came because they had issues.
Many of my members were diagnosed with herpes, but they do not have herpes anymore. At one time in their life, they were diagnosed with herpes, but they don't have herpes.
They did have herpes, and you had them spread it all around to each other.
Most people get diagnosed with a sickness that come to me. So most people like, yo, I got herpes. Most people that herpes is the easy one. That's a simple, easy healing thing, because that's just stupidity.
Has Nature Boy given you
That's just stupidity. And y'all, please understand that one of the reasons why Malia looked like she was gonna die is because she did not treat her herpes, and eventually, it turned into her, ruining her insides and shit. And I want to. That's another reason why I'm saying like motherfuckers need to go to the doctor, bitch. You needed an antibiotic. You need to get put on something. And y'all, I have heard from people how terrible herpes is. I really want us to like get away from shaming people about getting sexually transmitted diseases because I think it's so terrible. Like in general, like I think it's a terrible thing to have to contract and deal with, especially herpes. Like shit be getting pussy and uncomfortable and painful and being wet, like just all kind of uncomfortable shit that I'm just like, oh my God, like it's such a terrible thing for somebody to go through. And then on top of the sickness of it, now you have to deal with the shame of it all. If you ask me, the reason why a lot of those women kept going back is because they felt they had been ruined. A lot of them kept going back because once they go back out in the world and they're reminded that they would have to be around people that are not in this lifestyle, that don't understand why I got herpes because I'm having sex with 50 million people and and being passed around, like fucking pussy pockets and shit like that from man to man to man. I really feel like once the women would leave, they would feel like they did not have a place in the world, and then they would just go back. Because the thing about being in abusive dynamics is that when you get away from it for a little while, at first it will make you forget about how fucked up it is, and you'll just remember the good feelings. It takes a while for you to actually see it for what it is. I think so. You know what I'm saying? Like just in my experience, because no matter what, I will always remember what it was like growing up. And I used to have this feeling all the time that I wanted to stay mad at my dad because something was always happening that I felt like, nigga, you wrong. You wrong. And you're always like a tyrant running around and you're wrong. And nobody ever holds you to task for it. And we just have to deal with you being a tyrant and acting like I'm the one that's wrong when it's you. Right. So having to shut up and be quiet about that. For a very long time, not just out of fear of physical retribution, but all of the other ways that I would be punished, or the ways that, it was a lot. It was a lot. And I feel like it's not as simple as walking away from these things, especially when you grow to love people. And because, of my experience with the love being tied in, it's my fucking parent, right? The love is already tied in. I understand wanting to be mad at somebody for how they abuse you and not being able to, because it's easier to let it go. Because it's easier just to let it go and make everybody feel comfortable than to stay angry and to stay upset, even in my own body. Staying mad at my dad was something I used to feel like I'm trying to do. But it was like my mom's ability to keep getting over shit and not staying mad meant I could not stay mad. That's how I felt at the time. But also you can't stay mad, because if you're too mad, then you're being disrespectful. And then now I have even more of an excuse to abuse you again. So there is a level of like psychological abuse and manipulation that goes into these types of dynamics, that it is not that easy to get yourself out of it once your mind is wrapped up in the person. Once your mind is telling you that there is fear in running away. There is fear in fighting back. The only thing you can do is just take it. I understand that. I understand that so much. And so when I watch this and everybody's questioning, it's almost as if you kind of want to turn the victims into a bad guy in order for you to make it make sense as to why they would allow it. Because it makes you angry with them that they would allow it and that they would partake in it. But once you understand the fear factor, it is very difficult to rebel. Look around you. It's very, very hard to rebel. And I just feel like as a people, we should understand that.
Any illness that has been confirmed by yourself?
Yes.
Okay. Now, upon Nature Boy giving you this illness, have you confronted Nature Boy about it? And if so, what was his response?
Oh, right away. His response was, "How do I know you didn't come here with it?"
He can no longer say that he don't know he got something, because somebody has asked this nigga, what the fuck did you give me? And so Nature Boy, from that point on, if he tried to say he didn't know before, he knew then. And that was, what, 2017?
Like, I'm about to tear up. That was not a part
No,
of the
you all
plan.
right. You all right. You all right.
Yeah, that was
You all right.
2017.
Another beautiful
That
girl.
was 2017. It's gonna be 2019. So damn near for 2 years, this nigga has still been engaging with hella women, passing hella women around, knowing that he's carrying illnesses. Any woman that has ever been over there with Nature Boy, as far as when he's either been in Costa Rica or Mexico, have they ever confided in you and told you that he gave them an STD? We won't name the STD, but we'll say, have they ever confided in you and say he gave you an STD? That he gave them an STD? Yes, they have. Okay. And would you say it was 1, 2, 3? If you had to throw a number out there, how many women would you say? I would say about 3. Okay. Okay. See, we getting somewhere. You got 3 different women. Okay? 3 different women have told this woman that Nature Boy have gave them STDs after having sex with him and his cult and leaving. They were spreading STDs. How does it make you feel to see this nigga not only over there, being tyrannical, but the fact that he's not caring about his health? How does that make you feel that he's convinced them to not care about theirs either?
And it's obvious. And it's obvious that young Pharaoh is the same type of nigga, but he's mad that he don't have the same type of control. You saw that in that first little interview in that radio station. You mad because he overpowered you in y'all's scheme that y'all was both on.
I'm at the place where I don't know why any woman would pack up and go over there in the first fucking place. And when you get there, you are immediately having sex with someone you just fucking met.
I had never got tested for any STDs other than what I naturally had in 2017, which was a case of HVS1 herpes or whatever. And so in 2017, I was diagnosed with that. But all of my partners have known that.
Everybody has herpes lying dormant in them, and everybody has every disease lying dormant in them.
That's how, y'all. That's how, y'all. The shame. And that's why I said I want us to get away from the shame and the guilt around having STDs, because That is how he got them. That's probably the conversations that they were having. That's why he got all of them there. And that is why those women probably already felt like at least these men want me. Because y'all, having herpes is so terrible. Like you know, if you get it under control, then you may not even have any symptoms. And men are carriers more so than the way women will have like pustules and shit forming on their nether regions. It's painful. You'll be like having bloody pustules on your nether regions. And if you don't, if you don't get a, what you call it? Yes. Okay. So HSV1 is that's the cold sores. And that one is not the same as the one that puts pustules down, on the nether regions. It's different. It's a different one. But I do think that them having any form of it made them have a lot of guilt and shame around it, which will then have them seeking out a group of people that are trying to convince them that there's no need to feel shame and guilt because, it's nothing and we can magically make it disappear. When really you need to just take your ass to the fucking doctor and make sure you on top of what you need to be on top of. And especially not having unprotected sex with no weirdo ass niggas in the jungle that look like they got wingworm.
It's just that certain people, it shows out to let you know that it's an indication of you living
Yes, and most people do have HSV1. Yes, the one with the cold sores. Yes, most people do.
Imbalance.
So when I was in Babylon, I was in my lower self. I was dealing with this woman in my life. We were getting ready to have our first child. And I'm like, 19 Babylon years? I'm like 19, 20. I wasn't prepared for that mentally. I was still mentally underdeveloped. So right a little bit after she conceived, she started getting irritation, right, in her vagina. So I'm like, damn. All right, boom, let's go to the doctors. They do the little checks and everything. They do a check and they end up saying, you have herpes. That's what they tell the girl that I'm dealing with at the time. She was my Babylon baby mother, right? I was like, oh shit. Within the next couple of days, I have a breakout, my first breakout. And I'm not talking about oral, I'm talking about genital. So I got herpes. I'm like, fuck, my life's over. Damn. I was messing with other women at the time and I was feeling guilty because it's like some of them I wasn't telling them I feel bad for. So one thing leads to another. I run into Dr. Sebi.
The root of Nature Boy's teachings about diseases and healings could easily be traced back to
neither have I. I haven't I'm not a cold sore person, but I know people that have it, and it is something that they get ever so often on their mouths, and then it goes away. And as long as you don't touch it, you should be fine.
Even his B6 diet was nothing more than a copy of Dr. Sebi's self-food philosophy. Nature Boy had only added a few things to it, such as beans and rice, which Dr. Sebi was firmly against.
Because they contain starch. And you will not find energy where there is acid. You find energy where there is alkalinity. Carrot acid, beans acid, rice is acid.
As Nature Boy came into the beginning stages of his journey.
Yes, it's so many of you niggas that think food is going to solve y'all problems. A lot of y'all problems cannot be solved by food.
He would mix Dr. Sebi's philosophy with the teachings of others who practice pseudoscience, such as Dr. Bruce Lipton.
The most valid science is quantum physics. There's more truth than any other science.
So we have quantum physics.
Using different parts of what he learned from them, Nature Boy combined their teachings together to create the carbonation ideology, which was mandatory for all of his followers to know and teach. Of all of Nature Boy's 5 sciences, he believed that grounding was the most important to curing any disease. He believed grounding relieved stress, and since disease was in the mind, the less stress on the mind and body, the less likely you were to have disease.
Usually we're on the ground. You don't want to be in a bed at all. A bed is like a sponge. You're 70% water. A bed is a sponge. Do the math.
Yeah.
So while you're sleeping at night, that motherfucker's collecting what? All your water. So you wake up and you wonder why you got crust in your eyes and shit. Okay, so watch this. I'm holding this, get my feet off the ground. Where I'm at, 4 degrees, right? 5.6. Right. So now I'm gonna lay down on my little earthen pad. Oh, shit. Chill. I'm gonna sit up off my little earthen pad, stretch. Y'all see those numbers? What is she? No stress. It's a difference.
There's many people online teaching these sciences, but nobody has weaved it together. Nobody has showed you how they work together and broke it down in such a way for you to understand it other than the honorable, immortal, prophet, Ezekiel Christ.
Although Nature Boy had gotten a majority of his ideology from Dr. Sebi, as his popularity grew and more people began looking towards him for healing, he would begin criticizing Dr. Sebi by making videos, calling him a fraud.
Dr. Sebi wants to be a drug dealer. Babylon takes herbs and sells it as drugs, pharmaceutical. You want to go be a drug dealer. So Dr. Sebi became a drug dealer.
Like many other Carbonation members, when Serenity first found Nature Boy, she had been suffering from a sickness as well. She was suffering from autoimmune deficiency, not to be confused with AIDS. After numerous failed attempts at curing her illness with doctors, she hit the internet in search of something different.
My situation started when I was very young. I was 3 years old, and I always had vaginal problems as a little girl. Like, it was something I always dealt with. I had a overactive immune system. If anything that comes to my body, it is going to react because it feels anything is a parasite that should not be there. And then also the doctor said that I had fungus in my stomach. I had a digestive problem. So that's why I was receiving so many infections.
Yeah, he had 2 children that he left with a baby mama who he beat to a bloody pulp and got arrested. And then every time he was getting arrested, he was running. Or like any type of problem with the law, he was running.
My vagina, but the whole time it was my digestive system. It was my stomach. The bacteria and the yeast got out of control to the point where the medicine wasn't even working for me anymore. And so my vagina was completely out of whack. It was like, it's done. It's not, the medicine it just wasn't going to work. It was immune to the medicine. And so of course, as most Black people do when they want to heal themselves and when they think of healing and health, they go to Dr. Sebi. Well, the first video that I saw was the Honorable
I'm about to say, the way she just, when he said autoimmune deficiency, I'm like, that's AIDS. What are we talking about? And HIV is just a lesser version of that. But it is your immune system being compromised and your body attacking its own cells. That's what it is.
master teacher, Nature Boy, as to why Dr. Sebi and the rest of those people were frauds and they were just taking your money.
Dr. Sebi looks like my biological dad, so I automatically loved him. Like, I was like, I like the way he talk, I like the way he looks, I like the. But at the end of the day, when I seen them prices for the herbs, I was like, what? $200?
Niggas is always trying to find a daddy somewhere. I need for y'all to be okay with the fact that men are not always going to fill these roles. I really do feel like instead of us teaching children that they are missing something when these niggas are not there, you need to be raising them that it's okay that they don't have a dad, that everybody doesn't need a dad. Everybody doesn't need, some people have uncles, some people have grandparents, some people have aunts, some people have 2 moms. Like sometimes people have 2 dads. But the point is, you're not missing anything because somebody decided not to be a part of your life. You're not missing anything. And that's the thing that I feel like needs to be pushed on kids as they grow up. Because I think because y'all want so badly to make family a thing, you don't want to create the reality where children are not feeling bad because a grown person is not coming around. Because like in adulthood, you should not be looking for a father figure just because your piss ass daddy wasn't there when you was younger. You should have been being taught that you didn't really need the nigga to be there anyway. You still learned everything you needed to learn. You're still a whole human being. And there are other people that play a part in you growing up and becoming who you become. You know what I'm saying? And in his situation, he had a fucked up situation in the foster care system. So I don't even really want to get into that. But that was a lot to talk about in the first part. So y'all can get into that as well.
Why? With a grown-ass man old enough to be young Pharaoh's father. Why? And I question, why would a grown-ass man old enough to be young Pharaoh's father get on young Pharaoh? Like he is somebody, who the fuck, this nigga ain't even got no experience in life. Why the hell would you ever go on somebody's show that's attacking her husband? She don't like when young Pharaoh doing that. Why would...
And you don't want nobody else to have no family. And I was sitting there looking at this video today.
Child, him and that nigga was going
previously
back and
on the
forth.
Rise.
Okay, hold on, let me see.
Trying to put me in a cell, but
Came on my TK videos and said, hey, do you know a Nature Boy? So I was like, let me Google the dude. I Googled him, his story was interesting, and I became like almost in his trance. Like I was like, damn, yo, this dude seems really smart. Like he's probably the next Dr. Sebi. He's smart. So I'm looking at him like, damn, why does everybody hate this dude? Come to find out, this dude allegedly, I'm gonna say allegedly, has several STDs that are incurable, one of them being the big HIV, okay? He is allegedly infecting a lot of people.
He was saying he had AIDS, a lot of that shit, so I heard the shit, but nobody ever addressed it. So I asked him, he, of course he gonna tell me what he tell everybody else, nah. So, but you don't never know.
What I noticed was his nose. The crease right here was a little light skin.
Nature Boy did not look like this. He ain't look like this. Okay, here's more pictures. Nature Boy's hairline. This was not on his hairline.
I'm not saying he got HIV, but from my personal studies, that is a clear sign of untreated HIV, which means your immune system is at its lowest point. When he first left, his skin was decent. You know what I'm saying? So now you can see his shit is lighting up because his immune system is very low. His white blood cell is very low. And he think his B6 diet is the cure-all. Come on now, bro.
Nature Boy would respond to the HIV allegations as false and said he had been dealing with a skin condition since he was a kid. He attributed the sudden breakout on his face to a stress response.
Some people get different things for stress response.
What are you stressing out about in nature?
It's the Nature Boy HIV challenge. If you
Pharaoh, young Pharaoh, or anybody out there can
You know what's crazy is that you won't go take HIV tests and do what you're supposed to do, but you had them women taking pregnancy tests every other day.
prove to me that there's an HIV virus. I'll take an HIV virus test live.
My caps. What's my caps?
Yuck.
I remember it was like chlamydia or something like that, right? And I had to go to the hospital. So I go to the hospital, I tell the doctors I have hepatitis B. The doctors came back with all my results. They tested me for all STDs, everything, in the hospital. Now, you know when you go to the hospital, you getting that full-out test because you want to pay for that shit. So I went to the hospital and got the full-out test. He came back and said, who told you you had hepatitis B? He was like, you might want to go to the doctor because our tests do not say that you have no hepatitis B. And I was like, what? This is an amazing moment for me. So take these pills, drink plenty of water, got a shot in my ass with chlamydia. But I did not have hepatitis B. I was confused. I went to another doctor. Didn't have hepatitis B. And that's why, you know, today, if I was ever had HIV, I would just tell you. I would just be like, yeah, like I was.
I don't know if they ever proved that he was giving people HIV. Hold up, y'all. I'm trying to see, because it's so many parts.
Previously on the rise and
I
fall
don't
of
want
Nature
to be
Boy.
here forever, but it's so many parts to this shit. I did want to get to the part where I did want to get to the part where Velvet was talking about like the incestuous shit. But you know what? Let me flip over. Let's flip over to TikTok right quick, and I'll play that clip for y'all because I think the girl talked about it.
This woman
About the incestuous shit, like.
So y'all have a lot of questions, which I am willing to answer, but y'all have to bear with me.
Okay, give me a second. I'll be
because
right back.
I do have a newborn baby and a toddler that keeps me pretty busy. So I am willing to do a series. I've never done a series before, but this situation is so detailed and it's really hard to put everything in one video. But I did want to answer this question first because this was one of the most common questions. Why were you interested to go in the first place? I feel like this is a very broad question. I feel like it's different for everybody. And I want to start with, I had no knowledge of what a cult was, first of all. I feel like a lot of people that have studied cults for a long time because they have been around for a long time, but I didn't have no knowledge of what a cult was, how leaders tend to manipulate people and stuff like that until the situation is when I started researching and realized like all these cults are the same, the leader is the same, it's always the same thing, using religion, spirituality, or some type of thing to manipulate other people. And for me personally, I was 19 at the time when I joined this cult. I was new to a spiritual journey. I had into nature, being vegan.
I'm trying to see. I want to see if this the one where she talks about the incest part.
It's a very broad, like I said, it's not a question I can, but I still stayed. And that question there was this man claiming he was what they were trying to fill. It's like they gave.
I don't know if this is. Hold up. Because there was so many of them, y'all. I'm sorry. But you know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and play this, and then I might just tell y'all the rest because I don't want to sit through the rest of this. So these are the last two girls who you can tell are definitely still in psychosis because of the way. First of all, Soka was talked about so bad, you know, they talked about how, because at one point there was so many of them in a house together and nobody's bathing and everybody has an STD. So the girls' vaginas are, you know, not in good health.
I don't need nobody with me, but still, people want to come with me, so I'm gonna let them come, because I know the kingdom gonna come, because the Messiah comes with a message to bring unity and empowerment to the black melanated people, because we are the most distraught, hopeless, ignorant, self-hatred people on the planet. We are the oppressed people. No other people on this planet is the most oppressed because we don't have our own spirituality. We don't got our own God. We don't have our own nation, our own flag. We ain't got shit. And we think that because we up under this white supremacy shit that we comfortable? Please, my nigga. Y'all ain't seen shit, because Trump about to show you who the fuck really is. Trump is about to hand the power over to the true God. Happily. He's making room. He's making war. Because America ain't no peaceful place. Everybody really a village and a savage inside. Okay? And y'all want to talk about cults, and the whole trial was about him being a cult leader. My nigga, please, when is a black man a cult leader? We really is indigenous tribal beings.
Come on now. In this room, in isolation. He's been in isolation for almost 2 years now in this room. Y'all don't know.
This from February, y'all.
Everything that he's been. Get in the fucking box that they try to put you in. You just can't get in it. Okay. You just can't get in a box.
I know they happy that ain't nobody beating their ass every other day. I know they happy ain't nobody beating their ass every other day. I know that. Afuru is dealing with heavy shame. I believe so. I believe so. And the way he treated her, she another one that was I feel like assaulted. She may not want to acknowledge it, but I feel like she's one of the main ones that was like she didn't want to be with Nature Boy and was forced into it. And I believe that the way that you break down the mind into acting like they want that is to, to rape them, to physically overtake their bodies. Let's see. Let's go
Previously
here.
on the rise and fall of Nature Boy and Carbonation.
Velvet would finally give birth on January 18, 2019, to a baby girl they would name Eliana. Although they planned on having a natural birth with the help of a midwife, due to complications, she would end up having the baby in the hospital. Just 5 days after giving birth to Eliana, a new member would join Carbonation by way of Nashville, Tennessee. Her name was Kayla Buckner, but Nature Boy would rename her Pluto, but he would change her name to what everybody knows her as of now, Efru. About a week prior to Eliana giving birth, Nature Boy chose to drop Aya as his second wife. Although not as bad as before, Eliana was still struggling with polygamy, and Nature Boy thought the stress was causing her complications with the pregnancy. Nature Boy decided Aya should be withdrawn.
Right. It wasn't him beating her ass. It wasn't him beating her ass. He was beating her ass, but it wasn't that.
And with his word being the final say in Carbonation, he ordered them to be together.
I did put them together, and I'm gonna tell you why.
Okay, see, it's another situation. I told them to be together. I made them be together. These men are showing up so that they can be given women who cannot tell a man no.
Commander in chief. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all got Donald Trump. In this world, I'm chief. What I say goes in this world. I'm a fair leader, but I am the king of this world, what you would call a king. What I say goes here. You have to understand that's how we move. Now, a man in his house, what he says should go. Point blank, period. You probably don't have no respect for that. But here we have order. What I say go here.
You know why? Because at this point in part 13, the world has started to respond to him as the misogynist and the weirdo he is.
Final word on what goes here. Point blank, period. You feel me? Everything that you see here is through me. I'm a fair, easygoing person. I feel like everything should be fair. I'm trying to do the right thing. I got a good heart. And if y'all don't think so, oh well. But go worship the white man. He tell you what to do. He hit you in the head.
Right. Anytime they bring up that white man shit, will bend down and suck a white man dick so fast. I think that was what he did. His porno was him letting the old white man fuck him.
You're not used to seeing a black man in power. You're not used to seeing a black man take control.
Also,
and
something to learn from Stormy Wellington as well as him, because there are similarities here if you have not noticed. The way they are willing to make you bow to them is the way they've already bowed to somebody else, which to me shows a fakeness in the dignity they pretend to have. Characters like them pretend to have all of this like confidence, but they'll be quick to tell you how they was willing to go slurp up somebody else's cum juice off the floor in order to get a certain lifestyle. Or you wanted somebody to be your daddy, or you were willing to bend over and let an old white man fuck you for money. Either way, you already broke yourself down. So your morals are then going to be broken down as well. And so then when you go and do this to other people, I think it's just so interesting to watch how people who are cult leaders at one point have fallen for a grift at some point. Like that's what I'm seeing here. Oh, wait, hold up. He let an old white dude playing Dr. 5 him a physical and jerk him off. Oh, okay.
be firm and take control over his family and be a ruler of his world. You're not, because you don't want to see that. You looked at me as a dictator.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm the king of this.
My point is that he let a white man pay him for his sex. Correct?
I will call the king. I'm a chief of this. You understand? And
Okay, so
Oh, you know, I want all your attention because back in America, I didn't have it. I didn't have my family attention. And I wasn't a Queen Zamunda, and you make me the Queen Master.
yeah,
Tell me.
that's literally why she's falling for that. But at the same time, I feel like there's a lack of empathy in the recognition that that's why she's doing it. She's 20, 21, 22.
What kind of music
Let
do
me
you
go
like?
back. Let me go back.
You know, white.
king, I'm a chief of this. You understand? And it's how I go down here. So yeah, we gotta understand it in this situation.
He's acting like a master, a white master. That's what he's acting like. He's acting like, you know, white man back in the day that wants to act like they're in control of our mind and our thinking. Why are you passing people around? Because Ileana not cool with it. But y'all was all cool with it. Y'all was all laughing, being in videos all naked on there and stuff like that. Like it was cool. Like y'all love being with each other. And then now y'all passing her like around like she's nobody. You just passed her because yo wifey or whatever she is was like, oh, you know, I want all your attention because back in America I didn't have it. I didn't have my family.
This is what they're gonna do the entire time. The entire time they're gonna be blaming Aliana. They're gonna be blaming Velvet. It's all the same person. Nana, Aliana, and Velvet are all the same young woman from New Orleans. Her real name is Velvet. Okay. To me, the entire time I was watching the comments as he abuses her, as they fight while she holds the baby, she's always framed as the one breaking his heart, even though he's beating her ass, even though she's a child and he coerced her into a relationship that she did not want to have. They will continuously frame her as somebody she knows what she's doing. And to me, that is a part of how y'all have no empathy for young Black girls. And that's the reason why they get in situations like this, because they don't have any empathy for themselves.
Family attention. And I wasn't a Queen Zamunda, and you make me the Queen Master.
So, tell me, what kind of music do you like?
Whatever you like.
What kind of food do you like?
Whatever you like.
Yes, see. I know what I like. But what do you like?
Whatever you like.
So wait a minute. You telling me whatever I like, you like?
Yo.
Whatever I want, you want?
Although they were all grown.
And also understand the names. The names changing and that being confusing is purposeful. That's why people like Diddy change their names a million times, because in their mind, they're trying to create another personality for you to pay attention to, right? If they keep changing up who they are, their names, how you see them, then you can't really keep track of what you're getting from them. It's a distortion. It's a way to play with reality. And when you play with reality, it causes issues with how people receive you and how they trust you.
And here's your grandchild. And you're calling me a pimp. What does that make your daughter? If I'm a pimp, I'm a chief. I'm calling myself a chief. That would make her a chief this. But you calling me a pimp, that would make her a hoe. So you gonna disrespect your daughter?
And the daddy,
You should be studying why.
the daddy spent the whole rest of his life trying to get that girl out that coat. But also the daddy, and a lot of them enjoy the public fodder.
Say yes, I am, but I don't know if I.
Boy called a meeting and Efru said she wanted to be single. She would admit during that meeting she was attracted to Nature Boy.
This is what was said.
Hold up.
Told us we have to do this, and this. That's bad luck. Let's just.
Been making videos discussing a wide range of topics, but most of her content revolved around living a natural lifestyle and moving closer to nature. The next few clips are from some of her earlier YouTube videos. She posted these videos just a few months before leaving home to join Carbonation.
Had to dip out of school when I found my higher self. This matrix is crazy. I ain't working for the lower self. Why we want to be someone else? They told you whites were powerful because they want you to think you're someone else. Someone who's inferior and destined bad luck. But let's just leave the world. They don't give a f. Spraying you like some bugs without them chemtrails in the air. You're not even considered a person according to their jurisdiction. You know the laws ain't fair. They fucking with the water, throwing fluoride on that pineal kundalini. We belong in the tropics. Hold your free me sounds up if you feel me.
Yeah, Velvet only finds value in being a mother. That's probably why. That chief this and that chief mother shit, yeah. That's probably how she feels good about herself, is when she's being a mother. She needs to get help. Because honestly, when I hear her talk, especially during his trial at the end, I feel like she gets it, but she does need help. She needs help and she needs an education. Because if she did get those things, I think she could be very helpful to people who have been through these types of situations and abusive relationships. Because young girls in New Orleans need help. They don't know any better. Hostile, but don't know. They don't know. And it's because their parents did not teach them. Like I know so many people whose moms was out here doing drugs or running behind niggas, or who dads might have been around but weren't really talking to them about shit. Or the shit they was talking to them about was not really good advice.
And so people like, what the fuck? So it's like, who my audience? You know what I'm saying? Spread their doctrine of religion and told us we have to.
Like they writing,
This is
like
what
in
it
the
says.
arts.
Efru initially did not want to technically be with Solar. I don't know, somewhere she may have felt like, maybe this could work. And so she went forward. Further along in the conversation, we specifically asked her if she was interested in Chief and attracted to Chief, sexually, mentally, I'm talking about the whole nine. And she said, yes, I am. But I don't know if I'm ready for polygamy. This is what was said by her in the meeting.
That's a fact. That's true.
And then she decided to be on her own.
The following day, Nature Boy will call another meeting, but this one will be held on Instagram. Efru and Solar will both state the reason they broke up was due to them both not having enough melanin.
So basically, when me and Ifuru started talking, she actually had a lot of knowledge of carbonation had.
So what that seemed like to me is, once again, Solar is the one that brought the bitches there. The bitches are there for Solar. But the mindset has to be impressed upon the girls that dark-skinned people need to be with light-skinned people and vice versa.
But then she understands a lot of it. So I was like, all right, this is cool. I can help you because you want to be helped. I can guide you because you're trying to come here. When I was talking to her and guiding her, it took on that, like, oh, we should be together type of vibe. There was a point when we were speaking, I'm like, yo, I'm carbonation, I'm very carbonation, I understand the mission. And when we were speaking, there was a point in time where I'm like, yo, this don't seem right. Because of that, I just decided to tell her, like, yo, we shouldn't talk anymore. This isn't right. Something is wrong here. It was a melody. And I actually cut her off. I said, all right, I'm not going to talk to you anymore because...
And to me, it sounds like he's explaining something that man told him to say. That's what it sounds like.
Melanin men and like men, they're like bigger and things like that.
You basically described me.
It's like why did...
So let's get this straight.
Very much triangulation.
I love this part. This is the part I love because you're new here, right? Do you like me? You know what I'm talking about. Point blank, period.
I feel like I look at you more as like a teacher. Like,
Sound like Eliana. Okay. All right.
I'm not gonna say I like you if I don't even know that you're like.
Sound like Aliana. Because Velvet said the same thing. And that's why I'm saying that he broke these women through rape because they did not want him. And they vocalized it.
You don't even know for sure? Like, okay, so...
Are you interested in Chief?
Are you attracted to me?
Reworded into a certain way.
Okay, wait. Watch this. You said you're not interested and you're not attracted to me, right?
I mean, you're attractive.
I didn't ask you if I was attracted.
Do you see the language? Do you see the questioning? Putting them on the spot? This is very coercive. This is a way to bully them into doing what he wants them to do. You don't have to say that I'm displeased in order for people to to hear it in your voice and the way you're talking to them. Language.
I said, are you attracted to me? Okay, so you are attracted to me, but you're not interested. Explain that.
I feel like.
But you don't want.
And that shit about Solar, y'all, that's the reason why I don't have the same sympathy for the men that I have for the women, because I feel like the men came there with the understanding that they were going to be given women through coercive, means. They're not being given any choice. If he say they got to be together, they got to be together. So all I got to do is give this nigga some money, right? All I got to do is come there with some money, say I'm going to praise this nigga, and he gonna give me a bitch. And the bitch not going to be able to tell me no because she follow him and he told her to be with me. That is what I believe most of the men got to a point of understanding. What they don't understand is that this nigga is really good at playing on both sexes. Because he is bisexual, he is good at playing on both sexes and manipulating both sexes. I do believe he had sex with the men at different times. I do believe at some point the men were willing to do anything for him, including having sex with him, drinking his sperm, like having children that were, but I do think eventually they were tired of being given women and those women being taken away by him.
Solar.
I didn't feel that when I saw him like this, my husband.
Okay, but you said you felt that when you seen me. That's what you said yesterday.
Yeah, I have before.
You had before, right? And what changed that?
Polygamy.
Eliana? Was it Eliana?
So now we're gonna try to blame Aliana for why this lady is not attracted to this man, and you see her trying to find she's trying to find a way to not offend him.
Yes, I would rather have my own things.
Well, you're gonna have to have polygamy here anyway. So that's what I'm saying. We're polygamous.
So he's telling her that she has to be in a relationship with one of these men in order to be there. That is the reason why once this part is set in stone, then you add the physical aspect, right? Because later on we're smacking each other, and she's one of the main people. I told y'all she's an enforcer. But look how she had to be broken down and humiliated beforehand, and then continues to be broken down and humiliated before she gets to that point. What this one?
Look at me. See, you white devil? You got that white man in you, bitch. You got that white man and you still got that white man in you. Look at you. You half white. You got all that white in you. Grandmother white. Bitch, you got that slave master in you. I told you couldn't do it. I told you, bitch. You ain't strong enough. Bitch, you ain't shit. You got that white man in you. That white man hate me. And I hate that white man. Cause I'm a field nigga. Fuck you. I told you couldn't make it, ho. You got that white man, just like Velvet. You got that white man in you. Can't stand y'all light-skinned bitches. Cause you got that white man in you. I told you. Fuck you. Why you bothering me? Why you come fucking with me? I'm the original black man, bitch. Come save her. Where the motherfucking simps at? Come save her. You stronger than this. Look.
So yeah, and then also where's she at again, y'all? This is her again.
Melting top. I don't need nobody with me, but still, people want to. In isolation, he been in isolation for almost 2 years now in this room. Y'all don't know the depths of everything that he's been through. He's been through so much. And Babylon, the Matrix, if you don't fit in the fucking box of the Matrix, and if you are here with that ancient indigenous spirit that just can't get in the fucking box that they try to put you in, you just can't.
So yeah. Also, I saw somebody, hey Tina, I saw Tina say this is a special time. I'm like, it's not that special, y'all. The reason why the New Orleans girls are so easily pulled into this is because it's kind of normal for men to talk to us like this. It is normal for you to eventually piss your man off in some type of way and he degrades you and talk to you like you're a fucking dog. It happens. It's not, it's a kind of a normal occurrence, and it doesn't matter if your man is poor or has money. They will verbally degrade you. We all kind of verbally degrade each other. The way some of my people talk to each other, like I don't like it, but I'm also like prone to just get right with it. Right? So whatever you say, if you got something to say, I got something truthful to come right back to your ass with. And it might be hurtful. And I'm not gonna give a fuck after you didn't care that you hurt my feelings. I'm not gonna care. Okay. But it is the normal thing. Yes, Malia was from New Orleans as well. Velvet is from New Orleans. The first girl was from New Orleans. I believe it was somebody else in there. But we are very much groomed to be okay with abusive language. That's why I say all the time, if a man calls you a bitch, he'll beat you in the face. If he'll call you a bitch, he'll punch you. Okay? Please understand, words matter. Language matters. It's very important. This is the last part, and then I'm hop to that Michael Jackson shit right quick, and then I'm gonna get off of here.
Listening to God.
And y'all see it it's on YouTube. It's right on the screen. All you have to do is look at the screen, and you'll see the name of the YouTube page and the name of the documentary, The Rise and Fall of Nature Boy. 46 parts of this shit. If I was you, I swear to God, I don't know if I would watch this whole thing all over. It was so captivating, but it was too much.
For righteous mind. Looking for his
Hey, Ziva.
woman. That's what Nature Boy's all about. Finding his woman. His queen. The whole time I've been looking for her.
The men are the men are victims of him in some respect, but to me, them being okay with the forced sex of the women makes them less victims to me.
That one. My whole journey it's been me teaching, putting the knowledge out, looking for her. That one. You see, my one know I'm going to have many, because I'm a king. I'm King Solomon.
The caller has hung up. Mother, can you hear me? Can you feel my heart? Father, I have your spirits in me. Guide me like I'm supposed to be. Lead me like you need to. Teach me, I will follow you. Love me like I'm loving me too. I'm living in my mind. I'm thankful for life.
This was a good choice because if these women were not corrupted, they would be brilliant in one way or another. A lot of them came with talents and beauty that I believe has been ruined. Nature Boy was not from New Orleans. Nature Boy was from New York.
Previously on the rise and fall of Nature Boy and Carbonation.
I mean, the hate is like to another extent level to where they actually is like banking on us to die or
And
some type
separate
shit.
and give up and try to be a part of the lie and a part of this BS. You could never. You have to endure when you're walking on this path and standing in truth. And
You
gotta
have
stay
to
focused.
endure. You have to endure. I want you Christian people to recognize some of this language. You have to endure. You have to suffer. You have to, you got to be a martyr.
And go into victory.
He is gonna beat this.
Yes.
Like,
and we're gonna be reunited and we're gonna be back how we
And it's
was.
gonna feel so good.
It's just the process of it all.
You're gonna be getting
you
your ass
sentenced
beat.
to life without the possibility of parole.
That's a very excessive sentence.
For nothing.
That's an excessive sentence. And I feel like that's been the main thing that shocked a lot of people was like murderers don't even get that. People who actually great
To
people.
me, he deserved exactly the sentence he got because there were so many things that they could not prove or that they didn't have the evidence to prove. But I think you did what they said you did to the kids, and I think you assaulted all of the women, and I think you assaulted some of the men, and then you convinced the men to assault some of the women as well. And not only that, but you were able to control people in jail. He was able to control people in jail. That's why he has to go to jail for life. Because he cannot be trusted to be out in the world without harming people. A lot of y'all don't seem to like factor in, and these girls are kind of, they fucked up. But in general, the factoring in of how people perpetuate harm, I think that the ability to not see that clearly is a part of the problem that we're having here.
People and have concrete evidence without reasonable doubt don't even get that. Like that is crazy.
With all the disorder and lawlessness going on behind the walls of Macon, it was only a matter of time before Nature Boy would get caught up in it. That time would come not long after he arrived at the prison. And what Nature Boy would describe as him being mistakenly identified, he would be stabbed 9 times and suffer from a collapsed lung. He would have to be airlifted to a local hospital as a result of the attack.
Alicia Bishop has been airlifted for medical treatment.
Inmates stabbed him multiple times.
This is exclusive video of first responders transferring the patient to the medical helicopter, the WSAV investigative unit, waiting for the Department of Corrections now for information.
Yesterday we got information that Eligio was stabbed. Jumped. He was jumped.
Stabbed, nigga.
We couldn't go. Stab, my nigga.
Stabbed him?
Are you kidding me?
Hey, y'all, I'm gonna let you talk because it's a lot. It's a lot. It touched out.
This is how they be, y'all. The crazy niggas in New Orleans, that's how they be. This is very, like, oh, girl, Malia, you don't know whether they're going to punch the wall or cry. It's too much.
Touched our heart, bro.
It touched
He
our
got
heart.
stabbed, yo. That shit touched our heart, yo. Feel that shit, though, y'all.
This is a life-threatening situation, and I don't care how you view somebody, where your heart at.
Right. Exactly.
How is everybody talking about this and smiling and writing stupid-ass comments, celebrating the fact that what he going through ain't something that everybody going through?
That's that thing, bro. It's our own fucking people, yo. It's our own people, yo. It's our own people.
We drove up there. Yeah. Macon State Prison. We drove up there. Yes, we did. Still, they wouldn't tell us no information. But we did make a scene up there. Tell them what tell them what you did at the prison.
So since they want to act like they all big and bad and bring everybody outside and line up and try to bully us into leaving and to not getting no type of information, okay, I'm gonna tell y'all who y'all are. Y'all Negro peeing, white people in black bodies. This lady came up, pulling up with a shotgun in her passenger side. I said, you gonna shoot me? You gonna shoot me? Where the gun line, boss? So when they came up and pulled up like that, we gonna proclaim. We don't give a fuck who you are.
We came up nice at first. We very humbly.
Oh,
we
yeah.
was like, you know, I'm standing there in the front like, please, like, can you please give us information? We can't tell you nothing. We don't have no information for you.
Oh, wait
Nothing.
wait till you call his counselor tomorrow. What do you mean tomorrow? We are here today asking what is going wrong with him. He just got stabbed and y'all can't give us no information?
Nobody want to tell us where he at. We figure out where he at.
Oh, yeah, we
They
gonna
told
locate
us.
him.
I pull on my phone. ChatGPT.
Yeah.
Where would prisoners go?
Figure it out.
Yep.
We gonna figure it out.
There we go. Right there. Boom. The hospital. We drives up there. Another 2 hours. Yep. Walk in there. We said.
Yep.
We looking for a
She
Legio
walked
Bishop.
in.
I said we looking for a Legio Bishop.
Yep. Thanks.
Oh, he in room. This.
We sit down. We ain't bothering
I'm
no.
gonna just say this. I'm glad Malia left her children. I don't know what her children are, but I hope that they are with somebody more mentally stable than she is. Even though I feel like she deteriorated, I still feel like this was always there from the very beginning.
Oh, we
Like,
sit in a waiting room.
We in the emergency room, waiting room. What happened? What happened?
I'm asleep.
When I tell you,
all I hear is whoever y'all looking for, you ain't gonna see him, so y'all need to go.
Let me tell you something. These two right here, bro.
nah, nigga. I ain't having it.
Gangsters.
I ain't having it.
They was outside. Right there, the police. What, my nigga? All up in their
Who y'all
face,
talking
with
to?
backing down from nothing and nobody. 12 police officers is in front of us.
I
talking
don't
about you
fear
gotta
no
leave.
man.
Come on,
And
yeah.
my chief
The facial expressions are what kill me every time. I low-key feel like the fact that y'all haven't turned Malia into a meme. She need to be a meme for something.
These motherfuckers line up in front of us like they trying to do something. 12 deep, talking about you gonna go to jail. If you don't
Just
go, you
look
gotta
up
go
and
to
see
jail.
how
bruh.
about
I
our
thought
husband.
Malia had more than one son. I thought she had more than one son. Girl, somebody left 3 or 4 kids at home to come out here. So I can remember. I thought that was Malia.
You gonna come lock us up?
Is it serious enough now? Is it serious enough now? Y'all laughing for what? The same shit that's going on with my chief can happen to all of us. To every last one of us. Nigga, but y'all some house. Y'all some house. Y'all think this shit a game. Y'all on master side. Stand up. Stand up. What we doing? My chief gonna be good. He gonna be all right. My chief a soldier. My chief a f***ing soldier. The Messiah, the Christ.
And see, this why, foundational black people, Hebrew Israelites, why I can't do none of that nationalist, tribal bullshit that y'all be on. Because y'all use that shit as a manipulation tactic and ain't nobody safe to me. Bitch, you ain't safe. They ain't safe. The fuck?
Watch how strong chief come back from this. His own people got him lynched. Trying to.
Laughing at Queen. Y'all laughing at.
Your boy was stabbed. Hadu, Musa's girlfriend, will go live and let everyone know that after 2 years, the relationship between her and Musa was over.
These past 2 years with that vessel that I was just with.
I want
Be handling business.
Yeah, okay, yeah. Solar convinced a few of them to try to traffic weed out of the country to the UK because he went to the UK to sell weed and it worked one time. So the second time he tried to get all of them to go out there with all of this weed and they all got arrested. And then Solar was on the internet acting like it's no big deal. It's no big deal. Watch. Which to me lets me know he another one
This is
that's
just-
primed to want to be a leader after he has been drinking sperm and proverbially or literally sucking dick.
A mistake.
And I mean
they
in a degrading way, not in a fun way.
spent, for the most part, 4 years in the cult. They come out, the world has passed them by. They have a lot of obligations and people on their back, like get back to normal, get back to normal, get back to normal. This opportunity comes up and they take it.
That little couple dollars that they got, they was thirsty for it. And that's why they got put on the job, because only thirsty people gonna take that job. They're gonna eventually want to know who put them on. Who was the people that put you on? You know what I mean? You didn't get their name, they're nothing. Now we know at least Solar ain't homeless. Got a room and board now. This nigga that already went and testified against his chief. Give him another week or so up in there. They gonna tell everything.
Solar was the person that recruited everybody to transport the weed for a connect in London. It would later be known that the reason for him taking the trip to London the first time was to smuggle weed. On the second attempt, on which they all got caught, Hadu would immediately be labeled a snitch by many people online, including Shaka.
Hell yeah, I do the snitch. The first person to get caught is usually the snitch. Because they would have never known about anything if she didn't get caught.
But during a conversation with Hadu, she revealed to me that it was Musa and Solar that actually told on her.
Musa and Solar had snitched on me. They was telling them specifically. They had conversations. They had text messages. They had everything. It was telling like I was a decoy. Was how they tried to paint it. So I'm like, nah, these motherfuckers put me up on game. But that was pretty much it. Like I showed them messages of the fact that I asked Solar and the dude who Solar was in contact with what's in the suitcase. These niggas is telling me it's tobacco. Okay, so then I went on did my do. And at the end of the day, I'm like, shit, I could have expected that. Of course, Musa and Solar, they snakes. So they gonna be the snakes that they are.
Hadu would be released on bond 2 days after Solar and Musa were arrested. Both Solar and Musa would sit in jail for months before they made bond as well. Solar would go live the day after being released, assuring his followers that the case was petty and he was going to be okay.
I was just in the Fed, so let's start by talking about me and my situation. On my pre-sentencing right now, you know, I'm being accused of conspiracy to export marijuana. So I got
Yes,
Fed.
it is very much like Azriel Clary and Jocelyn Savage. Yes. So them niggas gonna get off
This
on that
nigga was
shit.
gaslighting in court. Like
more openly and didn't mind.
Say we chilling.
The lapse of carbonation began the day of Nature Boy's arrest. Although some members would stay loyal to him longer than others, one by one they would separate themselves and begin their healing process. Although everybody's path will be different,
This is what I
the
wanted
process
us
of
to
unraveling
see.
their minds and getting back to who they once were before joining Carbonation will be long and strenuous. When Pice first left Carbonation, he shied away from speaking negative about Nature Boy or any other group members.
Yo, peace with the guys. Free to 3, you already know what time it is.
But as the months passed, he began to speak more openly and didn't mind criticizing Nature Boy in the process. By the time Nature Boy was sentenced, it was clear that any love he once had or thought he had for him was no longer there.
this deserved this shit. You talking
He
to
was a
somebody
really good
that
rapper.
was there.
He's a really
You
good
talking
rapper.
to a nigga that was there for 4 years. You're not talking to an idiot or somebody that has. You're not talking to somebody that don't know what's going on. I know what's going on about that man more than y'all. He deserved this shit. This nigga was gaslighting in court. Like the audacity. He doing that shit in front of the verdict, the jury, and the judge. Fuck is you talking about? This deserve. He's still on the bullshit.
I was one of the coolest rappers of Carbonation. The nigga was speaking about quantum physics, melanin, grounding, teaching astrological quantum physics.
Quantum physics, melanin, grounding what I teach. Descended from heavenly realms, I put her through earth and said demigod breach.
You was teaching the world to wake up to what they truly was. God. You was doing this nothing greater. Now what you doing?
Around the same time as Solar and Musa got arrested at the airport, Pice's life was headed in a more positive and completely different direction. He decided to join the Air Force.
I was low-key fucked up. Like, I need to go ahead and get my shit together. But it took a long time for me to, like, put all the pieces together. Because at first I was just running around like a headless chicken, just doing whatever the fuck I wanted to for a little minute. So it was weird. Weird time for me in my life. But here we are, though.
At the end of 2024, about 5.5 years after joining, Aya decided she had enough. She would be the first of Nature Boy's 4 remaining wives to leave.
The main thing he teaches is, like, I love myself. So I gotta love myself. I gotta take care of me.
It's stressful for a woman. I mean, any woman going through this, that's rocking, doing a bid with a nigga, like, it's stressful. It's stressful.
About 5 months later, Malia would leave as well, leaving only Efru and Zoka remaining.
Malia left me. Darkest moment. Where you going, baby? I don't know. I gotta go. I can't do this no more.
This person wasn't on a spiritual journey. This person was being manipulated and mistreated and abused, you know, and love bombed as well, and which goes into manipulation.
How are these people going to respond when he actually gets out? Like, they still going to be doing what they're doing, or... Oh my gosh. This is going to turn out so dope. This movie, this story, this plot is going to turn out so dope. Like...
You know this shit long as fuck.
Chills. It's going to be a plot twist. They're going to be looking dumb. That's not even half of it. That's not even half of it. In due time.
When I rise from life in prison, from a lot, when they see me rise from this, they're gonna say, wow, look at the king. Look at the king. I've been lied on. I've been isolated, put in a fucking cell for 24/7 in a dark, hot cell, sitting there, getting it, living.
That's no way to live. That's no way to exist. I don't care what your crime was. You are a victim of this system.
But we know why we going through these trials and tribulations. We know why Chief is going through these trials and tribulations. We know why we're going through this. Because
But the same thing with Malachi York.
Because he's the Messiah.
Oh, okay. That's your perspective.
For a cult member to promote these beliefs in 1 hour segments is not that hard. But if you look at their attitude and energy on a 24-hour basis, I promise you that they're not, yeah, he's coming home. Yeah, come on, guys, we know, let's wake up. And he's coming home, guys. They're not like that. Because you can say he's coming home, but you know he ain't. You just say he's coming home for the camera. But you know when you turn the camera off that there's nothing in your reality that is saying that this statement has any type of validity to it.
True, it was former military. His brain was also, I feel like deleted and copied onto, but he is one of the ones that I think is most problematic. That probably should have went to jail. I think some of them niggas should have went to jail. And they lucky that those women didn't try to press charges on all of them. Because I think a lot of the men also forced sex on some of these women.
Whatsoever. The weight of life without parole, that's a heavy weight to carry, man. Even people that are married, even people that are actually related to people, have to move on from that type of a situation.
Come on, True. Come on, True. You were the last man standing. I guess I am. Come on, True. Come on, Fake. You should have stayed down.
Not long after Malia left, Afro and Zoka would give an interview with Sonetta, where they would vigorously proclaim Nature Boy's innocence.
He was set up. He was literally set up. Yeah, he was set up. And it's still being done dirty and a lot of corrupt things.
Does anybody remember the part where they was talking about drinking the sperm? Because I feel like that was in old boy's interview, Shaka Zulu's interview.
In the case till this day. So we're going to be speaking on all of that. And I'm thankful to be here.
How deep is your love for the king, your king, Nature Boy?
I feel like love is an action. And just us being here right now and defending him and being there for him right now and just staying by his side. Because you see, I know a lot of people seen the trial. These same people that he took care of, the same people that was with him, I love you, right beside you, eating with you. He took care of them. Nobody had to work. You watch these same people go up on that stand and say those things out their mouth and lie on him. The same people that was rocking with him when it hit the fan. If this would have never happened, if we were still in the jungle living sweet, they would have never did this. Sex. They would have still been right here defending him. I just don't have the heart to leave him aside when he's been done wrong. And I know he's been done wrong. And I know the people that have done him wrong. And I know the system. And this whole thing is just an exposing of all that he taught me.
So let me ask you, when the judge came down with the hammer and said life, how did you feel after that? Did it feel like a piece of you have been ripped out of your heart?
Yes, it did, for me. In the time, I was very disappointed in this.
That we don't know about. Okay. My personal view.
Shout out to Janae.
All right, thank you.
Where he belongs because he's a rapist.
You see that?
All right, thank you.
That's why you see that. He is.
She is a weapon. You do not know what you're doing.
We do know you don't.
The whole situation is unfortunate. The aftermath is unfortunate. The children, there's so many different reasons why it's unfortunate. My personal view on it, my personal opinion on if he deserves life in prison is yes, he does. He does. He does deserve life in prison. He does. He absolutely does. Every woman that he has ever met that he abused that we don't know about. Bro. Nobody put him in prison but himself because of his own doing. This man abused so many people.
He messed with a lot of God's children, and he got a lot of blood on his hands, and he has to pay.
Oh, yeah, with his sister. One of the parts is at some point when he moved to Atlanta or something like that, I think the sister was living with him. And he eventually asked the sister one day, so you not attracted to me? She like, why the fuck would I be attracted to you, nigga? And that turned into something. But this is what I mean about the incestuous part of the relationships. Like he has no boundaries. And that's why I need for people to understand. Like you think he gonna be respectful to you because you his sister. That's not how that work.
I'm not gonna wish nothing bad on him. I'm not here to talk down on him or make him seem like this monster or whatever it was. I'm just here to say it in the truth. And what I have experienced being there, I could just imagine how others feel. When I saw Malia and her body was bruised up and whipped up, all in the end, I know that God got it when he came up on the news on Channel 5 and Channel 11 and 7 and 2 and this.
And I don't like that. God got it. Y'all, I'm not trying to dispel God like that. I want y'all to hear me. The women who kept calling the police Janae, who actually said he raped her and filed a police report and went through with everything. That's who did this. And I need for y'all to understand that, because spiritual bypassing leaves the responsibility on God, and God is not a real entity. These things have to happen through people. And so when people do them, you need to give them their motherfucking credit for doing it, because y'all don't respect women when women tell the truth about these men and what they do to them. So when a woman is able to say that man raped me and get his ass arrested and put in jail for life for what he was doing, that lady needs to be applauded for what she did. Don't call it nothing else. But you see them women that wasn't letting up? Because it was another girl who used to be a member and she kept calling the police every day. Don't do
To
that.
his face, I said, look at God. God that I trust and believe in, that I pray to, he laid it on that man thick. And I don't feel sorry for nothing, because every time I think about a charge, every time I think about whatever it is he had going on, he had it coming to him. It's his karma. And I don't know if he's ever going to lay down at night and feel guilty in that cell. And no, I don't think so, because narcissists don't see themselves as being wrong.
When you look at the image of black men in the media, already is a bad image. So people already gonna believe that you did that shit. Already, like, you're guilty until proven innocent. You feel me? Even in the Constitution of America, this is
You're
crazy
guilty until proven innocent. That's literally the truth. Thank you for saying that.
because out of all the countries I've been locked up, this is the most corrupt shit that has ever happened to me. And I don't feel like anything gonna happen unless people speak up. I want y'all to know right now, there's witchcraft being involved in this right now.
This the same thing. I hate the way y'all turn into, oh, it's voodoo and all of that. Stop all of that shit. You know they referring to Daddy God. You know they referring to a Father God, which is a part of the damn problem, is that y'all think some nigga is God. That's crazy.
I'm telling you right now, if you put bad voodoo or bad energy on somebody, everybody knows. You ain't supposed to do that. That shit come back to you tenfold. Some nights I wake up and I get this strange feeling. You know what I mean? And I'll be like,
she ain't never believed that nigga was God, but she was okay with going along with it.
Weird shit going on, you know what I mean? Like, but also I get this other feel like I'm divinely protected. I know that I'm still good. And I feel like anything that I went through, all my pain ain't gonna be in vain in the end, you feel me? So we about to take it to the next level, you feel me? Like, we about to be doing some real big stuff once I get out of this situation.
There was never a war against Lee Hill. I love him to this day, and this is something I'll publicly say that I never get to say public, is that I'm waiting for the day to come up so well and be in a position to where I can go visit him every day. I don't believe in war when I'm one with Source. I don't believe in that. I don't even think like that, bro. My name is love, bro. I don't even think or believe like that. I know it's hard to believe because the average person ain't like that, but I'm him.
He then got evicted, so now we're trying to be mobile. You nature girls, but we got too much stuff. So now we're gonna put it over here.
Now watch them live a life that they could have lived on their own anyway. 2 women traveling and living off the land and being vagabonds. Y'all could have did that without a pimp.
After being evicted, Ephraim and Zoka will make the decision to live off grid with plans to save enough money to buy an RV.
Good morning. As you were saying, get all our stuff out, organizing our hiding bags, because in nature, you have to be very organized. Got all our clothes, got new panties, cords, pads. I'm about to fold up my notebook. This is my...
Look at y'all being allowed to have fucking clothes and clean underwear and shit. Look like toiletry bags. Are y'all cleaning yourselves now that Nature Boy is in prison?
Holy Bible that I'm turning into every word God says and teaches me in this book.
Listen.
Guess what day it is? A new day.
I don't see nothing wrong with it. In all honesty, they could have did this shit and been on social media and had way more success as 2 black girls traveling the world, you know, and living off grid. That would be way better than watching y'all proverbially suck dick and worship a weirdo musty nigga that is a monster and likes to fuck with children.
And you see back there, yes, those are my clothes. Soaking in the water so that I can wash them. I'm an indigenous woman. I love to hand wash. Newton. Oh, damn! It's heavy. It looks like it. Is it 8 person? Yep.
And I don't even think it's about sex, y'all. I think at this point, they are looking for stability. They are giving each other some form of stability. That's what it is. We'll see what happens.
Ain't got a new spot. I'm a fairy.
Motherfuckers is outside cooking.
Yeah, because y'all don't got no kitchen. Whole bullshit. If you cooking outside because you ain't got your own kitchen, that's some homeless shit. If you ain't cooking outside because you just trying to, you know what I'm saying, experience a different, way of life, or you want that experience, or you grilling for your family at a park, or you having some type of, gathering, you know what I'm saying? If you ain't doing it because of that, you homeless. Straight like that. It is what it is. That ain't judging. That's just as simple as that. It's just as simple as that. We was cooking out when I was there. We was cooking outside because we ain't have no fucking kitchen. On some homeless shit. Period. I ain't got to judge when the truth is what it is. You got on somebody else's clothes. You wearing somebody else's hair wrap. You cooking outside because you ain't got your own kitchen because you can't pay rent. That's some homeless shit. That's the truth.
What's your point? What's your point, bitch? What's your point? What's your point?
The only reason why I got the type of smoke that I got, because them bitches got to smoke for me. Period.
Okay.
Still do. It still will. As long as they sucking on his dick, they always will. You gotta remember, they don't have his children. I do.
Nature
I hope you're not proud of that, but I understand what you mean.
Boy's journey started out in a small room in Georgia, and as far as the judge was concerned, it was going to end in a small cell. Some people think his plans were sinister from the very beginning, while others think it slowly evolved into what it became over time.
It
The
did
clout and
not.
followers he gained from going back and forth with young Pharaoh, closer to the beginning of his journey, has showed him that the negativity and drama brings the views. This could have been the precursor to the madness that would eventually occur when Carbonation moved to Atlanta.
Look at my story. I told y'all what to do. I'm the one that told you to go back to the jungle, go back to nature. It wasn't until young Pharaoh came over there talking about HIV and herpes and all this other stuff that people started to tune in. I'm like, what the?
The black community has a problem with using drama for clout. You know what I'm saying? I've been exposed to shit out of Nature Boy.
Are you saying that I have AIDS?
I'm saying that you are showing signs of HIV and on its way to AIDS.
Wait, which one? Wait, let me ask you this. Which one, HIV or AIDS?
You are on your way to AIDS, Nature Boy.
Ashe Divine was on his top. Everybody was on his top. That's all I know. But like I said, I ain't gonna, you know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna speak down on the nigga while they in jail, because I don't do all that. My thing is, I don't give a fuck. I've been told y'all about the nigga.
As days turn to weeks, weeks into months, and months into years, Nature Boy has blamed everyone and anything but himself for the reason he's locked up. Whether it be the judge, the detectives, the ex-members that testified, his online critics, or whoever else he decides to point the finger at. According to Nature Boy, they all have one thing in common. They all conspired against him. One thing I learned about Nature Boy while doing this series, and also during our phone conversations, is that he feels the rules apply to everyone else except him. For years, as a leader of Carbonation, he was able to make the rules and never be held accountable for breaking them. He would bend them for himself as he saw fit. As a leader, one of your main responsibilities is to lead by example, and the example he set wasn't righteous or honorable, as his teaching spoke of. In fact, it was the complete opposite.
Bitch, you're not getting a lot of my energy. Slap her. The fuck is wrong with you, bitch? Keep playing with God.
In an interview with real-life street stars, Nature Boy would claim he was a sovereign entity and being...
Y'all, that part was hard to watch. Like the parts where he's telling people to smack each other and like making them fight, all of that type of shit, y'all, that shit was very hard to watch because you can tell that those women had grown dependent upon each other. Even to one point, I feel like everybody was trying to make Velvet seem like she was the bad guy because she held that girl's hand while he raped her and ripped her. Not her. No, Velvet didn't hold her hand while they had helping somebody else. Velvet held their hand while he had sex with them. Like he's making Velvet do everything. He's making everybody do everything. And Velvet is getting her ass beat more than everybody else. I feel like Velvet needs extensive like therapy. Like she need to go talk to somebody for real. She need to unpack that shit because she's gonna replicate it. That's what it gives. It gives you're gonna replicate it because it's way easier to turn into an abuser than people think. And she has the, she continues with the cultish language. But I also feel like the illusion of her being special in that cult is still a part of her. It is still a part of her. It is still a part of the way she thinks about herself. And I low-key can't blame her because if I feel low about myself and the only thing that makes me feel better about myself is the fact at some point I was a queen of a fucking cult. Like I don't have nothing else. You know what I'm saying? And I believe, that she's done this over and over and over again. Like they've all kind of still, I don't think they've actually like released the mindset. That's why I said that at the beginning of this, that a person is not the important part. It's not the person, it's the behavior. And if you can separate the two and just pay attention to the behavior, then I think you can actually see what's going on.
It's your girl, Bondi Blue.